Cathedral, ladies and gentlemen. This is a final of biblical proportions. Grand Slam on the line. This will be one for the history books. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's light up the Lexus!
The first part of 2019 was all about Team Liquid, and for good reason, as this North American roster plowed through most events without breaking a sweat. And it was no different in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Oh no. Nearly got knifed. Smoke's down. He has to get around them somehow. And he gets it through the window.
As favorites, Liquid went all in during the tournament and soon found themselves just inches away from the trophy and the prestigious $1 million Intel Grand Slam. Only Vitality stood in their way, and even though the battle ahead would be tough, Twist set the tempo almost instantly.
WebBK doesn't want to let them go that far this time. He takes the fight to them. Twist even gets one at range. Down to just two. How does Twist find the second? He's got the bomb. He's got armor. Twist! He baits him out somehow! A third! And he's looking for it all the ways! RBK's gonna try and swing around the backside. Twist switches back to the Deagle instead. Confidence in his name. He's in his RBK is found!
Team Liquid, that's what it means to them. Here's a 1 Cologne under their belt and $1 million bonus.
Unreal.
Well, temperature check on this one. Mibr are looking lights out, hot to trot to open up Faze. They've been drinking the mercury right now, Hugo. Getting a little bit lightheaded in this one as the half did get away from them. They were able to stumble back to their feet and put up 6 rounds there on the CT side. But as to whether or not that's going to be enough, well, we'll have to find that out here and now.
Yeah, there's something in their toothpaste, and it's not too minty, Harry. It's making Faze lightheaded. Let's see if they can brush it off and pick up the slack. Turtle coming in from lower with the Julies. Ooh. Faze, will they run into this one? Could dedicate a flash. Or they could just clear him out. Shoot him in the head. How many can he really get? There's one. And there's done. That's a good trade for Faze. They get full mid control now. Any flashing more fights in mid. Jota's looking for him. Very keen to engage in this game. Faze of Cat. They've got Mibr split 2-2. I'm going to dress this A site in smokes. Rain's even picked up the Julies. Jota's going to have to give it up, play safe, and as the flashes force some respect, Faze should get a plant.
Yeah, Twist trying to run down these long kills. It's a really nice dink to open up. That second man having to just retreat away. Jota waiting for his teammates. Oh, hello. A little bit of a reply. Suddenly, he's not this, you know, having to like run away from these fights. Suddenly Jota's wanting to be the defining part of them, trying to battle his way back up long, even having time to get the reload off and then swapping to a gun with less bullets in it. That's kind of ballsy. I mean, more bullets overall, less in the magazine. Let's see. Ooh. Jota certainly making a case for it. Carrigan in the 1v3. They don't have a kit, so one kill in the right place could do it, but triple swung on that little peek. Well, double swung, one on the bomb. It's a pistol round for Mibr, who are now on to double digits in this one. Looking like Dust 2 could go their way.
Yeah, aim punch there, nothing to do unless you stop the planter and they go wide enough that the cover is good there for MIBR. What a game we've got right now, Harry. Not just a phenomenal T-side where you could see those last couple of rounds at the end for Faze. They realized, like, why are we giving so much respect? Let's go back to what worked at the start of this game. Some very aggressive rounds, some pushes up lower, Brokey flanking Spawn after his long kills. Just Faze, you know, doing what they should be doing in this game. But in the middle of the half, there was a lot of passive rounds. MIBR just got to run exactly what they wanted, and some really nice B hits in there as well. If they could actually clean sweep this on CT side, that would be mad impressive. Faze are forced up with Galils. It's going to leave their util lacking. Oh my god, they might even get caught throwing nades. And Harrigan doesn't know, but they're running at him. Talk about disrespect. It goes both ways. MIBR are not waiting around. Turtle drops that molly, forces Faze forward. They were going for it anyway. Rain, he sees them come through the smoke, and he deals with Jota. Now they can set up this B split, spamming the smoke with his back turn. Turtle jumps over the top and falls down below. Rain's a dead man. Low health in middle. Robs can't hit that tap, and MIBR pull back.
Starting to feel bad for Rain, man. Guy's doing everything he can in this one. Trying to keep Faze competitive. This force buy's gone nowhere quickly, and it's left Robs in a really, really rough spot. 1v3, does at least have the bomb. And with a 1v1 in the A-bomb site, there could still be a route back into this, but it really hinges on a couple of things going his way. This first fight needs to be clean, for example. If he gets brought down too low, this should make it a pretty safe one for MIBR. Okay, as far as clean fights go, that's kind of it. 60 health remaining. He's still fairly tanky in this now with the bomb planted. Both players up the short side. It's a good try, but Exit just catches him as he tries to duck back down. Tries to get out of there. A clutch denied. MIBR onto 11 with a bomb plant and a 1v1 right at the end. Faze, you could even make a case for throwing more money into this all over again.
Don't do it, Faze. Don't do it. Don't dig yourself a grave. I mean, it's their best play,
like,
isn't
because
it?
they're feeling like, you know, that they are the favorites, guys. We might have to just feign a bit of confidence. I come in with the big guns. Get on the board early. Yeah, they're gonna do it, man.
It's very dangerous, right? Like if you lose this game, you come back and you think about these kind of buys. But at the same time, yeah, having MIBR's money on the rocks like this is better than letting it build to a point where it's out of control. Robs doesn't even need the scope to throw this smoke. I've never seen anyone line it up without a scope. I'd like to say that. Robs, I'm sure it will land. He actually didn't throw it in the end. Oh, he did. Sorry, he did. And it's perfect. Of course it is. It's Robs. You know, he's got some calculator out, counting the tick rates. Carrigan gets them off Cat. They fall back. Molotov, he couldn't see them aggress. And again, Turtle's back for more. Looking to snap some heads off. Carrigan caught out. There's a trade. That might be good for Faze, but again, they're being flanked. I love this calling out of MIBR. They've had enough. They don't want to give Faze any room nor respect. Rain gets tagged on that cross. They're going to make it into the site.
Oh, but the bomb was lost across. Twist stayed scoped. I don't think he knew he had the bomb.
Oh, it's all cooked now.
Yeah, that's really... And they're getting long flanked. Oh, there's another flank, guys.
Over, yeah.
It's scuffed. It's scuffed. I really wish they kind of just looked to get that bomb planted. They kept challenging mid, waiting to try and turn that like into an even more favorable spot. I don't think there's anything flat out wrong with it. It's just the bomb couldn't have been the thing that hangs around.
Faze is just expecting way more respect in these rounds. And because they're on forces with no util, with, you know, bad guns, they're just grouping and hitting together. No one's watching flanks. MIBR are just pushing. And it's working so well. Right off the back of Faze already feeling the pressure of losing that first half and the way they lost it as well, with dominant rounds coming down the barrel for MIBR. This problem is getting worse and worse as we go deeper. 13-6 almost a guarantee as Faze have to eco this round. And then they've got to mount a massive comeback. If they don't, MIBR are stealing the map away and taking their first map of this season. Highbrow humor from Robs.
Get it, guys? Do you get it? Brokey, fast last down short. Oh. There we go, Brokey. Come on now. Come on now. Show him the Brokester. Give him a bit of a vintage Brokey round. Need it now more than ever because MIBR are running away with this one. The gun's been juggled down into mid. Rain asked for it, and so he shall receive. Said that this guy's been doing everything in his power to keep Faze in this one. Well, this would be the time to show it. Quite the man to have lost early as well. Jota, often fairly pivotal in the mid-round, influencing the outcome of these moments. Yeah, Enazan fighting middle, out of ammo now, but he's still alive. He's just dancing around the mid doors. Exit, even getting involved. That was all the way over at B.
They've got the site. Turtle needs to cancel this flank. I mean, they could all retake from Cat together. Faze, I guess, are going to be very scared of
You're giving
Long.
them a lot of room here.
Yeah, this is still, again, a very fast flank for MIBR. And Faze are paranoid. Yeah, they're trying to work it out. They don't have Long. They're scared of it. They also know that MIBR
they've
are
got
going
to
to
play in this site. This is really rough. Like, all stuck inside of A when you know there could be a long flank. Ooh, they're trying to take some space, and it's a nice maneuver to at least, you know, keep them from being boxed in. Turtle dead. Looking into the wall. Brokey's run him down. Faze might be about to do it on the force buy. A swing from Twist is traded by Brokey, and Henny decides that this round is not MIBR's. Faze have ownership of it. It starts with Brokey opening up onto the catwalk, juggling that gun around. He goes on to get 2 more.
Yeah, Turtle plays so safe there, and he realizes, like, he goes on that big flank, but I just thought he would commit with it because by the time the Faze are taking Cat, he was already right behind them with his team. It would have been nice to see them full retake together, but instead he goes all the way round and doesn't Faze. The reason he's looking into the wall is he wants to swing late and have his crosshair on ramp, but Faze just took so much space in the post plant. He was not expecting it. I mean, it's Faze's only option. Like you said, if they're stuck in the site, they're screwed there. So Faze go hunting. They go gunning for Long. And they win it out. Finally, a T-side round comes down. And it's an eco that does it. At 13-6 is not here. And so could that be the round that springboards Faze back into this game? Because remember, all these close rounds previously, Faze had finally been willing to give it away and let MIBR build up a bank account with that eco round. Well, they don't do it. So this game now is a little closer than maybe it will appear, as Faze are going to have to deal with scouts, MP9s, and a weak buy.
Something that's so like mad to me is, you know, you might like assume this is maybe Faze like underestimating MIBR. Maybe they haven't done like, you know, as much warm up as usual, something like that. But not at all the case. Their prac room's right next to ours. They've been in it all damn day getting ready for this. And this is the game we're getting. Even this round is off to the most dire of starts, right? They try to go for this long control early, and look at what they have to show for it. They've lost 2 players. They've armed a partially bought MIB. You know, they were force bought, but it felt like a partial buy. There was nothing in the round, really. Now, suddenly, they're armed with rifles on pretty much everyone. Yeah, you still have the Scout and the MP9, but situationally, they're still great. And it's only getting better. Turtle's just nailing them on the long cross. It might be a flawless round on the low econ investment. Rain at least takes 1 out of it, but he can't expect to win this. You can't expect him to win this. A 1v4 needed, and he's going to fall to the man from Long. Turtle appearing in their nightmares.
Yeah, he has been super oppressive in the second half, hasn't Turtle, right? He was one of the guys going on these quick Cat flanks in previous rounds. Faze just can't stop this this steamroll. It's gonna keep growing in size and speed every single round from MIBR, especially when they're hitting such clean shots like they are. Bells rung for Faze. 13-7. What on earth? Brokey squeezing out a hinge. Faze finally run a slow defog, gonna flash their way to middle. In case of a Cat AWPer, Henny does have his. He's not really been the man we rely on in this game, and that's the most shocking part. Considering in that G2 match, it felt like Henny was the only player doing anything on Dust. A lot harder on Ancient, but certainly started the series strong. Well, they don't need him right now. 13-7, MIBR, full bought. Faze a little weaker. Carrigan selling it today, but it's all a mid-to-be. It's all a ruse.
Yeah, this is kind of the first like proper attempt at misdirection for Faze on the T side, right? It has kept a lot of bodies over towards A, and that's going to serve them well. Oh, exit!
Damn.
3 kills on the MP9 from 1 mag. That's crazy. And so suddenly the round is not so dangerous. And man up in the retake. They got to try and get past Rops. Turtle, oh, doesn't check for it. Rops taps him out with ease. The next man coming up through the tunnels is Henny with this AWP. And he's going to be worried about the corner, going to be paranoid about it. That could let Brokey get away with this. There's a trade available at least. Henny, I don't know how you can win this. It's essentially the 1v2, and he's baited into looking into that corner. Jota was so far away, so far removed. He was already looking to save. And even though he might come in on this backstab, remove some of these guns, it's still a Faze round. Whether he does or doesn't. 8-13. Another little glimmer of hope maybe for Faze. Can't afford to just be a flash in the pan. They need to start chaining rounds together. Everything they've gotten so far on this T side has just been little one-and-done rounds.
Yeah, well, they were meant to win the previous round and go on that little streak. Now, again, that option is presented with Mibr requiring a force buy here. 2 players on 1400. There's going to be a couple of rifles in the mix dropped over. Brokey very close on that lower shot. Henny makes it though. He won't hang around. He gets that nade in, shows he's here, and then leaves. It's going to force more time to be wasted by Faze as they clear the tunnels. Don't seem too scared though. They get it under control. Young fragger of Etta Enazan holds under that smoke. Faze will hop their way up Cat. Got a naughty double long setup. Jota's fully baiting in pit to let Turtle just get a kill, die, and they'll never check the bottom of pit. If Faze go long, I feel bad for them already. I can see this one happening. I can see Faze discounting this position completely.
Bro, Turtle's gonna get 2 at least. That feels like it's his whole shtick, you know, like his whole thing.
Less Turtle, more Jota. Even if he dies with nothing. It's that pit play, man.
Yeah, like the little bait and switch between the two of them. I'm being real, I'm more worried about this 5-7 for whatever reason. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Dear.
Well, there's the 2 at least, as promised.
Called it.
That third's still waiting in the wings. It's Brokey with the AWP and the bomb, by the way. I'm sure Edazam wins the 1 fight needed. And Brokey still stuck waiting with this package. The bomb trapped in the long doors as Turtle tears through them. 5-7 to try and close, but he can't stop Brokey from escaping. That's Henny's job. There's the scene of the crime. And it was a Turtle to do it.
Yeah, and Jota and Pit even killed Rain on the bomb site. So, yeah, no way to get back in there. No way to stop Turtle in the corner. Don't know how he gets a double with a pistol there, but the 5-7, very effective.
That's literally
very
it's been every single long take. Turtle hiding somewhere, be that up on plat, you know, over towards pit, fighting from the corner, pushing a blue bin, that time all the way up at the long doors. He's always multi-killed it. He's always dealt with them in some, you know, overachieving capacity.
And I like how much, you know, Mibr is still utilizing pauses while they're in control of this game, right? They're not getting ahead of themselves. They're not pretending this one's done. They had some very aggressive rounds in the early half, but now they've fallen back into more standard CS, playing double setups, not feeding Faze in the early round now that gun rounds have come out. And honestly, Faze have just been mopping together trash buys all half, partly because they can't string rounds in a row, but also just because of this, the forcing early because they got Mibr's money low. Like, I don't think we've had maybe no more than 1 full rifle round with the AWP with full util. So it has been a very quick second half, and it might get closed out here and now if Mibr can win this round. 15 on the cusp. Gap is Cat, but Henny can turn around. creepy, all
They're
right?
really hinging. They're really hinging again, though, on either finding the right gap, which they have done right now. But even more than just finding the gap, they need to win this opening fight. If Faze get this first kill, if they go 5v4 up, I think they win the round. I think they're pretty comfortable there. So much of this is weighted heavily around the opening frag. Robs could be the man to get it. Oh, instead it's going to go the other way. Now he has slowed down the rotate at least, maybe buying a bit more time for these players back in the site, but after falling, after going 4v5, look at the results. It's all come undone for Faze. Karrigan's gonna go out with nothing done. They might have found the gap, but that is the only thing that goes their way. A bomb plant gonna give them a tiny bit more money before this half is over. It's a flawless round for MIBR, who played complete retake at that A bomb site. And this is really rough. I think the best T-side round that Faze have had is the one where they were able to misdirect with some A utility and then launch into a fast B play. And even that one still got a little bit wild. The problem is, Faze have not been able to run fakes. Everything they've been doing has been super, like just grouped as 5, going where they first appear, having to pick up pace wherever they kind of make that first contact. And it's because they haven't had the utility, they haven't had the buys to actually do anything grander than that, right? And it's left them in a really bad way. It meant that this T-side looked very uninspired, but it's more of a product of the times than, how they want to be playing.
There's also just some sloppy shots, like, Faze missing their fights, and this is a team of superstars in their own right, so kind of unexpected. It might be all look very sharp in the server, and, Faze would not expect them to be a team missing shots, but there certainly has been some of that in the mix. Karrigan walking the AWP and even pulled nades. Not that that was going to save him, having his gun out. There were 2 players there. And now Faze, they lose long. It gets retaken with no utility. And MIBR, perfect Molotov, cuts them in 2. Rain gets out with the bomb. No one else does. And he's only going to get deep before he gets put down to bed. 3-on-3. Twists and Brokey with some trades has given Faze a plant. And MIBR have to decide, is their money worth it going for this round? They certainly could. They've got players low. There's not much post-plant util for Faze. And MIBR are looking for a lurker. There is none. I'd love to see them go for this round, but they might notice how important this lead is and just keep it. Why give Faze a way back in? It's not the most confident round after what has been a very confident game from MIBR, but 3-on-3 at the B site, a long way out. You can understand it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think while you have this much room, it's the best time to make calls like this. You're not feeling that pressure yet to attempt the kind of 3v3 that could put your money in a bit of a rough way if you lose it. Instead, you just sit outside of the site, you get yourself posted to keep the damage high at the end of it. And then you have a very, very cheap go at it again in this round. And that's great. It's going to mean that for Faze, they've really got to grind through these full buys that MIBR are really always going to have if they keep the save game looking good. As mentioned, every single round that Faze have won thus far on this T side has been a one and done. They have not chained together rounds yet. So will history repeat itself? Will that be the 9th before MIBR finds 16? Or will Faze finally be able to make this a little more interesting?
They hop over. Good flashes. Turtle's in pit, though. Is
Will he multi-kill again?
Oh, yes, he will. More headshots galore for Turtle.
Insanity.
It's what he was made for. 5-on-3. MIBR have to do right by this round and close it out. Send Faze to the Shadow Realm. Send them to nuke. And he here to press that big red button on the warheads, but he's dead. Caught unscoped as Robs comes back, and Faze have been given a chance to 3-on-1 this B site.
This is nice. Once again, close as we've really had to misdirection in a little while out of Faze. Trying to come up through middle, trying to make the best out of this horrible situation. Now down to a 2v4, the bomb moving up. Gonna try and get him B alone. They lose Robs in mid, and there's Bia and Enazan to close. MIBR pick up the win on Dust 2. Their map pick goes their way, and now a map up in the series. This would be quite the upset in Group B if they're able to keep this kind of form coming down the pipeline.
gonna fuck up our playoff match.
Yeah, I'm actually not feeling good about this.
Bro, I'm moving with my mouse, bro.
GG, go next.
Let's go, Howie. I cannot do anything, you win.
It's under me, bro.
I don't even know where to go. I'm moving with my mouse.
Nice rush.
Yeah, but I'm moving my mouse.
Oh, what's my sets, boys?
It is high sense, right?
What's my...
One more. Bro, how is tryharding?
Let's go!
Oh my god, man. No.
What happened?
This is not good.
What is this sense now? I cannot move my mouse.
My slower than usual.
It takes like 10 minutes to move mouse.
Oh my god,
I can't adjust the time! Oh, my mouse is 50 grams and I can't adjust.
They don't A.
Bro, how can you move your shit?
Let's go!
You're fucking empty.
Nice, bro.
You gave it to me.
You don't stop moving, or what?
No, you don't stop moving.
I can't shoot!
Wait, he's wrong.
How do
Doom, I'm playing Doom. Let's go.
Do you shoot with?
It's space.
Let's kill him.
Howie!
It's Doom.
He's pushing! 2 guys! Howie!
I didn't even shoot at the start.
God, I'm playing it. This is sick. I wish my FOV was always like.
He didn't work for me.
I'm playing next lane. Let's go.
Let's go plan. We've done this in practice, guys. Relax.
Dude, my FOV is sick.
How do you shoot again?
Whoa, what the fucking sick,
Nice.
man. I wish my settings were always like this.
Bro, let's play playoffs in this.
I'm hunting.
I'm gonna plan.
That's cool, amazing settings. I love this.
Yeah, okay. He has up.
Oh my god.
Lighter, Howie. He's down. Oh my god.
Oh, shitty, bro.
It's so inaccurate with the pop, man. Can I hit you?
Thanks, my god.
There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin checking and I treat you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many.
They say good things come to those who wait, and perhaps yesterday MIBR picking Dust 2 against G2 was a tad too soon. Today, however, that Dust 2 pick has paid off against Faze, 16-9 in favor of the Brazilians. What a strong showing on map number 1. You know, we were sort of doubting if this pick would pay off for them, but it has this time against Faze.
Yeah, a second time's a charm, I guess, right? I have to say that for MIBR, this was a completely different look from what we saw from G2 and even earlier on this map. That first half on the T side, it was dynamic. They knew exactly what they wanted to do in the beginning of the round as well. A lot of times they were abusing the B bombs, where it looked like the Faze were not quite able to hold it down. Then they switch over to the second half, and just the way they were rotating around, poking, prodding, they played like they weren't the underdogs here.
That was an incredible defense from them in the second half there. That's when you had to start really believing for MIBR. Once they started stringing some rounds together on that defense, felt like every single site anchor, whether it was Turtle at long or exit towards B or Jota, whoever it was always finding a multi-frag from their position. And there's not always a lot to be said about that, but what I do want to say is that with Faze in this one, it didn't feel like they were always throwing the necessary utility to make it hard on these MIBR players once Faze switched to the offense. That is something where I can say this, like, Faze came into this game underprepared. They were not expecting this sort of opposition from MIBR, and you could see that sometimes they took shortcuts in these rounds where they had the utility necessary, they had everything they needed in these situations, but then they would just kind of be lax about it. They would just contact into angles.
And I think it could also be kind of an effect of having the first opening game against FTW, where FTW were just giving them free duels where they didn't have to use any utility, and they had a very comfortable 2-0 win over there in the first opening matchup. This time around, like you said, I go back to one particular round where it was like just a half bite. They finally broke the money for MIBR. They're coming out long, 3 players. They have a ton of utility. Flashes, Molotovs, nothing. They walk straight into Turtle with a 5-7 at that range. He's not going to miss much. But that being said, I don't want to take away much from MIBR as well. BRNazan, I got it right this time. He was fantastic in the first half. In the second half, Turtle was a rock on that A-bomb side.
Scoreboard up on screen now, switching the details to ADR. And as Blair pointed out, BRNazan there with a cracking performance. I would like to pick you guys' brain as to comparing MIBR's performance on Dust 2 today against G2 yesterday. Were there any key differences?
I'll point out one that made their T side so much stronger, and I actually just want to queue up the replay already for round number 13. This is kind of the bread and butter of what MIBR was doing in the CTV tournament that they were playing recently. They were doing B hit after B hit after B hit. If we can roll this replay, we'll see that this is really what makes MIBR so formidable on this map. This B hit, they probably used this 3, if not 4 times in that first half. It is just a barrage of flashes, and it is so hard to play if you are FaZe or any team that is up against this. You'll see Turtle with the entry here, but what's going to be happening is that left cubby on his side is just going to be flash, flash, flash. There's just constant. You cannot see if you are the players. Look at those flash assists from Henny taking down Twist and Rain. The round is over right now, and half the time that MIBR was running this, there was only even one person in that bomb site. They left that, I think it was Twist very frequently. He was just on an island in there. Rops was kind of hanging out towards mid, and so the thing is that with MIBR having that strong of an exec into B, that FaZe just didn't have a response.
There was even a round where FaZe had preemptively smoked off tunnels, and Ray was playing inside of the tunnels. They were ready for that. They came out just kind of like bouncing off the wall with flashes in the smoke behind them as well, and Ray was completely blinded. So FaZe did try to mix things up a little bit. It was a little too late anyway in the first half, but still, I have to agree with you. That B hit was I think, one of the best we've seen recently.
Let's take a look at our Air Force Aim High head-to-head. Who is it going to be? It's Rain and BRNazan. BRNazan, we need to find out exactly how to say it.
I think you got it right, BRNazan.
I say BRNazan based on the BIT interview yesterday, their coach. I don't know if that was dumbed down for us as the Western audience, as you said, Maui. But either way, yeah, he was the standout. Rain put up some decent numbers himself. But yeah, just FaZe not looking as we would expect. I really thought that there would be a stronger showing from them on Dust 2. And, you know, let's look ahead at this point to map number 2. It's Nuke, it's their pick, which is great, right? But they're going to be starting off on that T side. Is this going to bite them in the backside, considering they did not look strong on that first map?
I feel like this map would have just lit a fire underneath FaZe's asses right there. They're like, all right, guys, we just can't take this easily. If we're going to just take duels, we need to win our duels. And this time, MIBR, all the players were super, super sharp. They were out-dueling FaZe in multiple rounds as well on both sides. Heading into Nuke, though, listen, this is FaZe's playground. They have such a massively deep map pool, but when I see them in Nuke, some of the things they do against the best in the world, MIBR have shown what they can do in Dust 2. Nuke might not. I don't think they can.
This is, I think it's a wake-up call, because if I have to imagine what the FaZe camp was like before going into that Dust 2 game against MIBR, I think they sleepwalked into their seats today. They probably just woke up and were like, we're going to just destroy these guys. We know what they're going to pick. They probably expected Dust 2. They knew they were going to pick Nuke. They thought this was going to be a clean 2-0. And now, like Bless said, this is a map where they need to be a little bit cleaner with the utility usage. You cannot just contact into any spaces on Nuke and expect anything different from the previous map. That's just how I'd put it. They got to wake up. I think we're still in for a 2-1, Paula.
Okay, but nonetheless, if MIBR did do this 2-0 against FaZe, how big of an upset would it be? Quickly, Blair and Maui.
I think it would be up there with Endpoint win over Navi, honestly.
Endpoint Navi is like the same level. Yeah, so it would be tied for the biggest of the season, Paula.
Okay, well, everybody at home, do not go anywhere. Map 2 between FaZe and MIBR will be coming up shortly, and it's Nuke.
Looking to get more out of your CSGO fan experience? Introducing CSGO Bingo, event pick'ems, and fan club showdown. Claim free bingo cards to win amazing prizes. Predict the winners of ESL events with pick'ems for prizes and glory. Show your favorite team you're the biggest fan by winning matches in the fan club showdown. Check out csgohub.com today to take part in all of these and more.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Broken bones and a bloodstained flag. Open road and nomadic plans.
I think Nuke has been a really good map for us. I think if you look when we added Robs in this year, we have only lost one game, and that's against ENCE in Dallas. The other one was with JKS. So I think we have 17 out of 18 victories on Nuke this year. And I think that's the most funny thing, is that every time a team is the best team in the world, Nuke is often the map that is the most important map in the pool. And I think we've seen Solis being on that on Nuke and Na'Vi last year on Nuke. So yeah, it's a key map for us, and we keep working on that, and we want to keep our good winning rate on that. I don't think there's something specific about the map pool that you need that to show that you are the best team in the world, but I think when you see Nuke Inferno, it's often there in the best of 3 hit. There's not many people who veto Nuke or Inferno as the permaban. And I think that showcased that will most often be one of those maps in a best of 3, and that, I think that's why you see some of the best teams in the world are the best on Nuke maybe and stuff like that. So I think it just helps our map pool that we are able to play 2 of our best maps every single time, and we have a strong map pool. But that's also something you have to work on as best team in the world. The second you lose 1 or 2 games on one map, everybody starts picking it.
Yeah, I heard the man. The second you start losing on a map a bunch, people start picking it against you. So we're going to be keeping a keen eye on the next time Faze pick Dust 2 into one of these series coming up in the Pro League. If you are just tuning in, MIBR with a kind of clutch win, a bit of an upset victory in that first map, a really convincing one as well. There wasn't really any moment in that where Faze had any semblance of control. They were pretty much on the back foot throughout. And so for MIBR, a super legit win. Now we head on to Nuke, right? It's something that also Carragher just spoke about there in that little interview heading into this. He said it becomes a real fixture of whichever team ends up at the top. Nuke's normally a real pivotal one in that pool. Faze, well, their stats at least speak for themselves in that regard.
That's a great point, to be honest. Think about Astralis going on 30 win streaks, Na'Vi at a similar state when they were, you know, running wild during 2020 and early 2021. And yeah, for Faze, I mean, 16 out of their last 17 games was a dub on this map ever since Katowice. And if we go even further back, 19 out of 21. That's an insane streak. Currently 7 in a row for Faze, looking very, very good on this map right now. And yeah, they're going to need to be if they want to turn this around and flip this script on its head, because MIBR have come in and they didn't even look all too hyped, all too crazy. I think they realized after that first game, okay, that's the easy part. Now the game really begins. I say easy. Certainly wasn't easy to get them there, but they came in swinging, Harry, and now going to a fairly unknown map for MIBR in comparison up against the gods of Faze.
Yeah.
You know, everyone still at this point, despite that game, is expecting the reverse sweep. Let's see if Faze can do it.
Yeah, you know, I think I actually really like the MIBR have looked so composed. You know, at the end of it, there were some smiles, there were some celebrations, but it was pretty laxed. It was pretty casual, right? And I like that. It suggests this idea that they're focusing on the series as a whole. You know, they're not just content with taking a map. It feels like anyone could take a map. Hello. Hot damn. Right. Oh, it's
Harry's dancing right
97.6 FM. We're keeping lo-fi house music alive. DJ Jazzy Jeff on the mic.
Henny might need your help, mate. He might need some tunes plugged in. Clearly some audio issues going on.
He's trying to listen to us right now. He's like, mate, I want to hear it. I love lo-fi.
97.5.
Wait, hang on. Did they say they're putting lo-fi on? Quick.
Check this out, bit. This one's fire, mate. This one's fire. Great beat.
And now he's like, damn.
Yeah, mate. They've got great DJs going tonight.
And the admins are still behind them saying, like, man, can we listen to some of that? Faze have no idea. They're just sat in the other room, no music on, dead silent, just kind of stewing in the mold.
Faze are DM into podcast right now. They ain't on no beats themselves. A bit of a beat down, though, from MIBR in map 1. And I think that's shocking. I think the comparison to Destru with, you know, the endpoint Na'Vi upset out of nowhere was a similar one to this, but MIBR haven't quite made it that far yet. It's one thing to take a map, it's a whole different beast to take a series over the #1 team in the world right now. And yeah, it's not really up for debate with FaZe in that position. So, tunes sound good, they say. Do you want to hear this? You want to hear,
Are you hearing
the
this?
beats?
You
got to tune in your headset.
Are you
seen
hearing
this?
Look at it. This is good. And look, man, everyone wants to come listen in. Everyone wants to come listen to the music.
Please don't stop it. Although we would like the game to start eventually. This is not the problem you want to be dealing with coming into map 2 against FaZe. Certainly.
Well, look, now we got a new segment, 45 till live. We also have 45 till live, but ours is 45 minutes, and it's actually just kind of a lo-fi interval. So, welcome everyone to that. What you up to? Studying, relaxing? Any of the above? Secret option C? Neither?
Adjusting.
Adjust, yeah. Based.
All bad. Third map of this series is Overpass. If we get there, we've been seeing FaZe pick it.
I just realized, I got a Hugo. If we weren't speaking at all, and anyone joined the stream right now, it would just be like panning shots of people sat at computers to you know, like lo-fi beats. And that's funny to me. I don't know why that's funny to me. It wouldn't even feel like a broadcast anymore.
He's saying we're the center of attention.
Oh. All right, then. So it seems like these tech issues, a little persistent. So we're going to throw this over to a quick little plan of attack video for y'all, and then we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, Mahone here to show some of the key tactics, tendencies, and positions we should expect from FaZe's Nuke. Starting on the T side, let's take a look at the key positions, which are outside and lobby, to see who plays them. We should expect Rops as the lobby player and Rain as the outside player. The first thing we want to look out for that's more present in the mid round are these mini and hell smokes. Faze love to throw these smokes in the mid round to draw rotations and create space for Rain to work outside. These two smokes make it difficult for the CTs because it opens up the opportunity for Faze to be in the big garage. Next is a very special tactic we need to look out for, and it comes as a result of this smoke from Rops. This smoke lands just in front of the hut and is meant to facilitate an upper rush. As flashes are thrown from above, the smoke is meant to provide more space for the first player entering. It also extinguishes Molotovs that land just outside of hut. We've only ever seen Faze run this once. Will we see it again? Over on the CT side, when it comes to positions, we should expect Rain as the outside player, Brokey as the op towards heaven and outside, Rops as the ramp player, and lastly Twist and Kerrigan as the players holding the upper bomb site. Something to look out for on the CT side is Rops at ramp. He likes to mix up what he does, but when he wants to get aggressive, he usually likes to have Rain throw this flash through the smoke to allow him to push. See if you can spot these tactics and tendencies the next time you see Faze play on Nuke.
Could have been longer, I just kind of derailed it. Ah, yes, kind of derailing things is my speciality, Hugo. And so maybe we can try to get back on track a little bit here.
And he sat down.
Yeah, and he sat back down. That's always a good sign. Right, so we were kind of talking coming into this one about how MIBR, they weren't over the top celebrating. They're focusing on the series as the whole. They want the victory, right? They want the dub in the series. That's what's really going to matter. That's what's going to reflect the best in the group standings. And that's what's going to give them an extra edge into trying to snipe that third slot away. For teams making it out the group, we're ready to get into this one now. MIBR on Faze's map pick. It might have been a one-sided story on Dust, but this is where things are meant to be a lot harder for MIBR as the underdogs.
Yeah, I guess he's decided to start though. That's got to feel a little bit good, but Faze get to set the pace on a map that they are very well acquainted with. So let's get right into things. Bunch of util here for Faze. Enough for the wall if they want to do second and third smoke. They'll take a minner instead. Rain goes outside with his P250. Looking for some tap backs. Oh, Goosh to 1! 99 damage, but they couldn't stop Rain. Not yet, at least. He's going to throw a smoke. I don't know if that was meant to land. They're all bouncing to main. Regardless, they're going to drop down towards his B site from ramp. Bieta and Azan overwhelmed. And Faze in that lower site. They're not alone, though. Jota's already here. Going to be very difficult to stop a bomb plant, though. So many players ready to cover. Flash dodge. He's hiding in the corner. They might not clear this. What a play. Kerrigan checks it, though. Still flicked back. Lovely kill for Jota. Rops' patience pays off with a double kill. And Faze look like they're onto a pistol.
Yeah, and he's in a bit of a rough way here. Pincered between the ramp push and this man back lobby side. Rops has him boxed into a bit of a corner, and he's had to waste so much time with these fights at ramp that he can't really win the round anymore. Faze are just going to keep him here. Henny, knowing it's already too far gone, tries to deal with Rops, but isn't able to. It's a nice bit of lobby lurking there on display, and it's a good look for Faze to win the pistol round here. Opening up Nuke in good form. I do think they were helped out a bit. Bieta and Azan kind of got caught at ramp, not in a position where he could drop down, and then he messed the jump up, so he didn't fall fast enough.
Yeah.
That's a little bit awkward, right? Comes with the territory of MIBR maybe being a little more nervous about this Nuke performance, knowing that they really need these sorts of pistol rounds to give them a bit of a leg up.
It's part of the call for Faze, right? Rain's throwing you to outside, like that's everything's silent. The only call in that round is there's nades outside. If you're a ramp player, the furthest spot away, you're just thinking, oh, okay, I'm good, and then suddenly you're not. Faze did catch him off guard. But regardless, Faze get Rain down low this time with the wall. Molly's going to push Jota all the way back. Again, tucked in the corner though. This is a good angle. CZ can be deadly up close with that door open. It drew Rain into the wrong angle. He's still going to get out alive. Faze, meanwhile, waiting for lobby take from these pistols. It's not happened. MIBR not over facing this one. They got the wall pulled over their eyes in the pistol. They don't want it again. Util coming out that top side. Rain can even go flying up the vent. Robs has got a ramp entry. That will change this round. They look like they were ready to go A, but with Robs getting that kill, everything's different now. B has been opened up by Rain. They're going to drop in lower. Karrigan here to cut off a vent rotation, leaves only 2 points where MIBR can move down towards the B side. Twist is cutting off the other one. So Karrigan sure that no one's getting into that B site, wins Faze the round here in the second.
Yes, there's something, you know, I think it's worth addressing is that on Dust 2, MIBR, who were looking very, very warmed up to start the day, all looking extra crispy. I think Jota's been doing a really good job with the calls. It all came together and everything looked great. It's a map they're really trying to build as kind of their home map right now. And it was all helped out by the fact that throughout that second half, when MIBR made it into the CT side of things and Faze swapped up to the T side, MIBR kept them so cash-strapped that Dust 2 really went the way of an aim map, essentially, right? So you were able to punish the fact that it was kind of slower starts from your opponent. The calls were very one-note. There wasn't a lot of trickery involved. Here on Nuke, especially if they get off to a good start with the money, if they keep these bank accounts built up, Faze will be a lot more grimy with it, right? There will be a lot more trickery involved. There'll be a lot more of these fast rotates. It'll be a lot more fluid than what we had on Dust 2. And so it's going to be a very big test for MIBR. And Jota in specifically, who's obviously, you know, the man responsible for calling. It's going to be a real test to him and his ability. Wow. That's a nice opener for Henny. And Anazam with a Zeus has got another.
Oh, and then everyone dies. That was looking so good.
Dude, it was looking so exciting. Oh, he thought that could have been something. The Zeus, the scout, kind of cool.
Yeah, what a 5-on-3, and how a Faze in now a 3-on-2. Just entries came out of A very quickly. Rops doesn't know it, but there's a Zeus around that corner. Bomb has been planted. Regardless, Faze get the plant down on B.
Flame.
It's too busy thinking of Hooksy and his ex-team. Always on the brain.
Where he's come from, where he's going.
Yeah.
You're thinking of it all.
Robs, they are behind you. And to my moment for Jota. Robs looks aware. Oh, how aware is the question? He's going to get run at as the bomb goes off. No doubt.
Oh, dude, he's full spec awareness. Yeah, never see. That's aware right there. That's just aware. And he's Bames John, 7-0. Much better opening here for old Ropsicle, who, actually on Dust, fair play to him. He was good for like the first 6 rounds, then kind of did nothing for the next 10, and then slowly started to build back in once more. This is already a way better beginning. God, that's really given me a new respect for how bright the Zeus is. I didn't realize it was actually so intense for that millisecond.
Got the AWP out for Henny here. MIBR coming in early. And you know, already Faze, they're expecting madness. They're not going to let MIBR get in their face, right? Even in that second round, sending Rain outside like they're doing now and holding lobby with 4. You know, that's one thing that caught them off. Back on Dust, running, getting run at rather in their T side. Rain won't make it down though. Jota holds the line. They can't even get a ramp entry with that Molotov down. It's again this fake out on that top site. But Faze always wanted ramp by design. Yeah, Anazan gives it up, goes down lower, lets the AWP take the angle instead. They've already crossed. Henny doesn't know. Molly makes him make up his mind, and out he goes. But still, 5-on-4, conceding ramp, holding on to B. Faze are looking elsewhere. Henny won't let them get far outside. Scope deep. If he gets peek close, Robs should be able to get past this AWP. But Faze aren't really been given the chances here. Robs creates his own luck. Crosses as Henny leaves, and that is a huge gap to find. Because Faze have gone cold, Henny's doubted it. I mean, Faze could go up ladder into A right now, but they don't know that. So they will sneak back down that lower bomb site and try and take on the ramp player. They find him quickly.
Oh, Jota still going to hold the line with 1. And he doesn't feel the pressure to continue fighting twists there, right? It didn't feel favorable, and so he's able to just duck out, call for a bit of a rotate down lower. This does leave one man in A, and Rops has just tapped him out with one bullet. Now 8-0. Rops has decided to really come alive in the nighttime. On plant for heaven as well, and with Rops up here, this is going to be a very treacherous retake. Even though you're a man up, it's far from safe.
Great position for Twist. The bomb is not for him, but that's only going to sell him better. This is the last place they'll expect him. He's even going to get aggressive and catch the orb coming in through main. Another player there that they likely heard. Henny sneaking late. Where's that final man? He's up the ladder. He's creeping. He's crawling. Rops is waiting, but he's not watching. Twist with the cover, and he at least gets a trade. Seconds to spare. No kit. This round is won by Faze. Twist, kill or not, it's a done deal, and Henny knows it. That all comes down to Henny leaving Hell, right? He goes all the way back outside. MIBR get curious that they're getting late lurked after they kill that second player in Yard, but it's, yeah, it's all a ruse. Faze just pull the brakes on ramp and go right back up into that A site. I can't believe they win that round.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of these games where, like, by the time we get 5 rounds in, we will have already seen a lot more kind of, you know, like, trickery out of Faze than we had anywhere near in the entirety of their T-side on Dust. Right? Just playing with the rotates there. Bit of a kind of bitter pill to swallow for MIBR. They tried to drop down lower to help out Jota, and they got gamed by the rotates.
Bit of a weird old buy here. And that AWP. Nice bit of spam to start for Rain. Ramp aggro. 2 players pushed up. Henny even got lineups for his flashes. Man's bringing in the prep. It's a deep old flash, but maybe a bit too deep. It blinds Rops. He still fires off. I think Brokey told him to shoot there. Very close to catching Turtle. He will hit the head on Karrigan. Brokey, repeat while he's throwing utility. Turtle's just going to go for the gun. Rain's here to stop it, though, on the top of the roof. 4-on-2. Faze are dealing with this weird, wacky force bite easily. Jota will stop Rops getting down lower, but now Faze know that A site is harbored by 1 player max. Exit can't hit the headshot he needed to win that round, and Faze will find 5.
Yeah, convincing old opener, isn't it? We kind of expected a bit of a turnaround here. I feel like this is maybe par for the course right now. It's kind of the way things were destined to go after MIBR end up losing their first rifle round. It's kind of the way of the CT side, really. You're always going to have just not enough to accomplish anything in this moment here. But don't worry, next round's meant to be your golden moment. There is actually more players at ramp than there are in the A site, Jota. Yeah. I know it's unbelievable, but that's the truth of the matter. Dealt with by 2 of them. Faze up onto 5.
Yeah, just as you should expect in this game.
Also, just another note, Rops, admittedly, still hasn't quite outdone it, but is basically at the same scoreline as he was on Dust 2 right now, just 5 rounds into this game.
1 kills, not a death. So
he was 11-12 on Dust, and he's 10-2 right now to open up new.
Yeah, he was playing a lot of Bianca CT and
just having to rotate into lost like rounds.
A lot of saves, and then he started pulling out the orb. He had a couple of rounds of the orb, and then MIBR go, oh, they're playing double orb, let's just B-rush. And they B-rush like 4 rounds near the end of that half, and just won all of them. And yeah, Rops was either dead on the entry or left saving again. So rough half, rough game for Faze, but they are redeeming themselves here and now with a 5-0 lead. How clean can it keep on, though? Blinded. Rain makes it all the way to the credit card. Flash into a spawn peak as well. It's beautiful. Henny, even though he has that one way for himself, Rain sees over the top. Henny didn't move despite being full blind. Thought he had more cover than he did. I would have loved to crouch there. Probably would have covered him. But Rain's on top, and so is Rops, who has this gap into lobby. Bye-bye exit. Thanks for playing. Rops redeems a second kill of the round, and Faze have a 5-on-3. Knowing lobby has even been taken is massive info, and so they're going to leave and head down lower. Turtle on the ladder catches Rops, who is low, but with that B entry, they know the plant is free.
I do like T-Roof Rops. Something he does quite enjoy doing, playing around up on the roof there, using all the little gross angles. Makes a lot of sense for him in that moment when he was tagged up early on, right down to 10 HP, but still gets out of the round with an important kill. Helps force this save as everyone was dedicated hunting him back in lobby, only giving more room to his teammates down on B. Just a really nice way to play and still have a lot of impact despite being super low. This was Rain's little solo outside take. This was nice, right? And now a timeout called in by Mibr. Gonna try and figure out how to stem the bleeding on this one. And I think, you know, linking it back to what we were talking about earlier, this is why Mibr probably weren't celebrating too heavily after picking up Dust 2. The knowledge that this next map needed full focus. Just because you're 1-0 up doesn't mean that a series win is guaranteed, that a big upset's guaranteed. And part of me even wonders, you know, are Mibr maybe trying to save up a good bit of energy for that third map in the back of their minds, you know, knowing the kind of stats really lean against them here on Nuke in a very real way. Feel like if you are Mibr, you kind of had to expect that this could have ended up going 3. And it would have. Here we go.
Should have. Won't.
No, it would.
Not a round for Mibr in this game. It's a nice start, gets aggressive outside, Rain's dead early. Rops even spammed as well, just squeezes himself into cover. Mibr, early strong start to the round, but ramp has been the way in, not when Rops is going to get picked like that. It leaves it to Brokey, who didn't realize a player got out wide, and he just snuck into the right side, and Brokey now pulling the pistol. I think he thought that he hit that shot, he did not. He's out of there like a light, 2-on-4. Carrigan calling to take this A site rather. Molly will do nothing but announce their presence. Mibr know what's coming. Faze won't commit. This is a very rough round as it can be on the T side of this map, especially in man down positions, and Faze will make that realization, call the save despite having a lot of money, knowing that this round was never going to be won. And that's one for Mibr.
That's a feel-good moment, man. It's on the back of the tack pause. You've had a little timeout. You kind of composed yourself coming into this one. And now you immediately, you know, kind of find your footing a little bit, right? That's what Mibr are hoping here. Been a bit of a rough start for everyone across the board, I think it's safe to say. And so now maybe a bit more confidence restored. You know, it's not just winning the round, it's kind of how they did it. That aggro peak from Henny outside, even rotating back in a ramp, getting there ahead of time. You know, it felt like you actually had the drop on Faze. It's not just some huge individual moment. You kind of pushed and prodded in the right directions, in the right timings. So it's a nice one. It's a nice little confidence boosting round. Let's see if they can build upon it.
Just always reassuring to have those rounds clean, right? And not clutch it out in a 1v1, like knowing that at any point Faze can just win the follow-up and break you. Mibr do have a bit more to lean back on, including the AWP now. And he got flashed for a red swing last round. We'll see how that differs now as he has the AWP. He can play a lot more safe. We saw him back in CT spawn the other round. Jota's going to play back garage, covering a main split. Henny starts A. But if he's still up in the rafters, he can go and help out. Watch that secret cross. Yeah, and Anazan just needed off the double door at B as well, worth noting. That can draw a lot of eyes to that position and also make planting on B very difficult, as you know you're always open. Even even better when a player breaks the double door and plays the single. And you feel a little more safe there when you have the noise cue and the cover of a door. Ramp push again, aggressive, and it's going to work out. Ramp player finds that first pick. Orb's even set up by his side, and so MIBR not only have the real estate and a fast flank available, but they've got the bait and switch as well to go with it. Faze are going to have to work on the yard. This is the one gap. They can walk down B. If they do it silent, MIBR will have no idea, and they'll have to play a retake in the lower site. It's likely Faze makes some noise or show some face, and I think they've figured it out. Jota is back garage, flashing him so they can get into main. It's perfect. They even store him on the cross there.
Oh, did they?
Oh, I thought they did. Rain looked right at him.
I think he might have just concealed himself, and Rain was still a little stunned from the flash. Only caught him slightly, but it does make a difference. Twists in the 1v4. He's got 15 seconds to win this one, and odds are heavily against him. He's already bowing out of the round. He's saving MIBR in with a second. Now chaining two together in a row. Eventually, they're going to start breaking apart the Faze bank accounts, right? Things might look pretty cushy right now if you took a quick glance at it, but knowing that Brokey might look to come out with the AWP buy while simultaneously needing to arm Rops, who can't buy himself, you're actually putting a lot of money on the line in this round. And so this could be the way back in for MIBR.
Yeah, and they're not scared either of making plays, right? Giving a lot of room outside, a position that caused them grief and got Faze that little clutch out 3v4 when Rops flanked Heaven. No, they allow B to be open, and they play that cross from back garage, and they even get aggressive with a ramp flash, something that they've tried and failed to do before in this game. So it's not like MIBR are scared of Faze right now, which is very reassuring in a game that no one would expect them to win. They've already got a map, and they're trying to come back on this CT side as well. Double AWP got saved. They actually threw one out at the last second, I see. Fair enough. Certainly not a necessity on a map like Nuke. Especially with some of the flash plays that we are seeing out of MIBR, but done outside and in ramp.
Rain spending more time in garage than the CTs, always getting this room. And with him already outside, oh, the idea of hitting ramp just becomes so juicy. I don't know about Bia at Enazam, but he will have to drop off. Henny comes rotating in, but he's getting wrapped. There's Rain moving up to take hell. That's going to force a lower drop out of Bia at Enazam at ramp. Meanwhile, Rain takes to the heavens. Exit and Turtle still inside of A. It's a split 2-2 defense, so we need even trades for MIBR. If they want to keep this this round alive, they want to keep the streak going, they've got to trade evenly here. And this re-aggro is quite nice, right? Slowly gathering the info that it's not looking like lower. Suddenly you're shaping up what Faze are going to do in this round, and you're even going to hit the timing onto the main component. With Carrigan dead, now you know it's the A play. He was poised for the hit. They're moving in through heavens. Exit in the site, still good for the first. They don't know about everyone else. Twists, craters, and Rops too far away, cannot get involved, cannot win this. It's MIBR with a third.
Yeah, that's really unlucky for Carrigan. He was holding that all round. He turned to check main, and then they came up secret. What an unfortunate turn of events. Twist through that smoke. You know, it looks like the retake heaven smoke that you throw from the outside.
Yeah, but you throw it on the inside.
He has a lineup where he throws it from the ladder. I didn't see him on the ladder, though. It looked like he had it from inside heaven. Maybe he was on it, but it's a really cool smoke that just blooms right there, as you can see. However, he gets dinked on the way down. He was fine with falling. He would have been okay, but the headshot connects mid-air. And so, yeah, it looks a bit silly as he hits the ground and breaks his knees.
I gotta say, though, it's moments like that in the mid-round that actually give me a lot of faith in Jota as an IGL. Like, I do love the decision-making in the 2v2. I think a lot of teams, especially when you're playing versus Faze, right? Just an incredulous team. Number one in the game, on the other side of things, and And, you know, it would be so easy to play it safe every time in moments like that, right? Oh, we don't want to go pushing, because what if they are taking secret? What if they're already down here and we throw the round away? None of that. He just kind of sticks to his guns. It felt like it wasn't going to be B, so he committed with that idea. He gets all the info at secret, and they're one step ahead of Faze when the exec happens.
MIBR have been fine with making gambles and making concessions and giving up areas, so... You know, now they give up lower, but it's retaken by Jota, who came down vent and has started in this site. Faze, they make it into secret, but they run into a wall of smoke. Oh, that was close. And he will get a kill off the tap too as he fades away. Hello, Turtle. He was here the whole time as well. 2 players pop down vent with a couple of kills. And Faze, no further. Just a 1v5 for Brokey, looking for damage. Turtle's even aggressed again. Just keeping that net tight over Faze's neck, and it's 4 rounds for MIBR.
We could be in like a pretty cool timeline if this is the form that MIBR are going to be in, really. Like, it's one of these situations where Cello always felt so important. You know, I always kind of imagine he'd be a bit of a backbone of this team, right? Not just the guy leading, but he's kind of your experienced voice. He's the one to keep everyone calm. In interviews, they even used to say he's kind of like, you know, the emotional, like, decider of our team. He sets the tone. He lets us know when we're going to get hyped up. He keeps the energy good. And so I wondered, you know, if losing that was going to dismantle this MIBR squad, and I think Jota's kind of taking the leading like a duck to water right now. It's looking good. Obviously going to need more time to really prove himself, but the eye test from the get-go is quite nice. He's able to keep up numbers, keep up appearances, and offer up some damn good calling while he's at it.
It's leaps and bounds better than the G2 game yesterday, and the fact that they're staying competitive after a 6-0 lead for Faze on this map. Main cross covered by Henny, that's perfect. It's going to mean he guarantees that Faze will be going lower. The numbers are a question, but Robson lobby and 4 down B is nothing new for Faze. And so Jota's got to do it again. Lead by example, he's playing jump spot. Door open once more, and smoke to stall out. Faze, oh, I think they're going through it as well. They run right past. Absolutely no care in the world. Rops has been figured out in the lobby, put down low. They try and spam him out of the rafters, but he's deep in the mid-ramp. Jota even re-aggresses. Got to pick his position now, because if that door swings open, he's in the open. Jota will just sit here on the site with his teammates covering the flank, and he can pivot, turn around and deal with the decon side, but they're coming from both at the same time. Jota turns for 2. That's impressive. In the middle of the site, Bieta Enazan has crept in as well. There's a player right behind the boxes, but dropped with the bomb. 20 seconds to go.
Oh yeah, that one's a little too far. Twists left in the clutch now. 1v2. He is getting pushed through the vents, and that nade is juicy. Makes him that much easier to finish off. Can he make it to the double doors? Oh, he's just going to get in. That's kind of big. He's dodged this decon lurk, and now he's learnt about it with the molly going into the site. Twist wins that one, and now it's just Henny left to beat. Nade might have softened him up. Ooh, had 1 bullet on that peak, but is able to get the reload off in time, and Twist wins the clutch.
Sick.
A huge round from this guy, 1v3 to find Faze their 7th. And he makes it look a little too easy for my liking.
Oh, Exit goes hunting there. I don't think he was ready for a window fight. He was looking at the double door initially, but yeah, Twist plays a very dangerous post-plant where he can't stop that defuse without going back, trying to fight the ramp orb, and Exit could have just stuck that bomb after his teammates really put up a fight in the site. Deal with the lurker on A, double for Jota. And Twist gets out like a bandit with a 1v2. Faze save themselves as this comeback was appearing through the ramp smoke for Bieta. Faze just go for a quick top hit bomb. Oh, it's been dropped from behind. Exit's still in the site. They're trying to clear players from upper, but everyone's been massacred. Twist with the only kill of the round, and that flank could not have come at a better time. This ramp aggro is so oppressive right now. That wasn't even a flash play, which we've seen twice before. He just walked the smoke and finds the bomb at the back of the pack. It could not have gone worse for Faze. 3, now 4. For Bieta Enazan on the flank. And MIBR, they lose a very close round, but they come right back in with a response and put Faze on pistols.
Really kind of getting the vibe. They want to try and get into Garage again. I mean, it's been the one consistency, the one bit of real estate that they've been able to get round after round is either making it to Garage or crossing down Secret. After losing twists like that on a bit of smoke spam, you might not want to head Garage bound, so I think it's going to be the Secret drop, and that looks to be the decision made by Faze. They get 2 players down. The bomb is not one of them. That's left out in the yard on the back of Carrigan. So maybe a bit of a fake here. 2 trying to sell it down lower. Based on their success, that's going to decide where this bomb ends up. It's good because if they get kills, the odds are outside's going to be the first area to kind of have some concessions made, right? Someone like Jota playing that rotate role going to have to drop on down towards lower. And so suddenly there's that much less of a reaction outside, giving room to Carrigan with the bomb. No one's reacted yet.
Oh.
Even though doors have opened down here on B, Robs now wins the Deeg fight. Jota needs to be the man to save this, and he's in a good position to do it. Ooh, here's that main wrap, and as mentioned, it was all based on how those 2 players from B, how they got on. That's what affect where the bomb ends up. It's coming with the A plant. Jota's running at them, but only armed with the USP. Gonna get tapped out by Carrigan, and that's 8. For Faze now on the board.
Oh, very Faze round, isn't it? They're planning for every contingency, even though that double gets mopped up from lower. So many Deegs connect. Even Rops hitting that first ramp player turned into a triple ramp hold for MIBR, and they still get a hit.
It's perfect, though. It's exactly what Faze wanted to happen. They got all the necessary pieces of information. Think about it. The guy that they killed on their way out towards ramp, Henny was like the second guy to die, and then the one who traded it was Jota. So at that point, they know both the outside leading players were gone, and there was room to flank through main. Really nice low econ round for Faze.
Yeah, that was just Eagles, nothing, no armor, no chance, surely, but make it look easy. Rops, he dropped vent early, he's coming back up Secret, sees nothing. Yeah, Anna got some spam off onto Carrigan, who didn't actually remember to buy armor. Sometimes you win an eco and you forget. Caught up in the heat of the moment, Carrigan, bit of a problem. Be a lot more healthy if he had it. Now likely a shot from death from any of these rifles. MIBR don't know it, but Faze have that full B control, and they're about to set up a wall to get more players across. And even if they early drop thinking they're ahead of Rops, they're not. He is deep in the vent. Jota spams out twist. He's been so solid on the CT side. And here he goes right into the waiting arms of Rops.
Jota better.
Dude, he's had a double every round, it's felt like. Every single round.
He's on that turtle trajectory, right?
Yeah.
Like, Carrigan lurking out through A. That's enough to help them on their way. Already down through Secret. There is a man moving into the back line. Carrigan doesn't look concerned. He's going to leave that to his player at double doors. Oh, hello. Henny, round in the palm of your hand here. And there's a lineup. That could have been a double kill on his plate. Instead, that low HP player is going to get out of there. Bia Enazan does not capitalize. He doesn't see them retreat. Both players made it to decon, and that's not information that MIBR are privy to just yet. But with this smoke in the way, Faze, you need to run at Henny. You've got no choice but to come through.
What?
And he's left it.
What?
Oh,
what?
Boy, that's a bit of a head scratcher there. Hopefully that's not the decision that has this all come undone.
Dear.
But it might be the decision that makes this all come undone. Tap on the bomb, and Rain's going to win the 1v3.
Yeah, that's sick from Rain, but what a weird decision. Like, the call must be, come help me, come cover my decon, I need to check this. But Henny, he runs away from a smoke that they could certainly be in, and he doesn't even shut the door. Just shut the door. That would have done everything. That would have given you a sound cue, would have set you up perfectly, but Rain just hears the runaway. It's not even a fake out for Henny. He just full commits. Oh dear, a crucial error in a round that once again Jota set them up for success in. Faze had no business winning that post plant. But somehow life finds a way, doesn't it? And they're looking for double digits in this T side. Rops again makes it down. Didn't help him last time, but still a very powerful position to adopt. Oh yeah, there's been some definite inexperience shown by MIBR on this map. Faze are capitalizing upon it well. Rain again leading with another entry outside. Robson, Carrigan help out, and they just quick split A. There's no stopping them here. 5-on-2, but really it's a 5-on-1 with Exit tucked in behind the boxes. Oh.
That's nice. Nice scout shot, but will it matter? Exit, oh, poor guy. Was just looking left, and of course, the moment he looks away, that's when Twists walks around it. Henny, as he tries to go into hell, he's gonna run in to the El Diablo himself, waiting down here at the bottom of it. Robs, yeah, just kind of hangs him out to dry there. It's a 10-5 first half for Faze, looking to keep up their winning ways on Nuke and take us to a third.
Hey Future Pros! Took the private jet to Nuke today to give you a flash for the A side. This flash will help your team greatly. First, make sure you shoot out this window. To do this flash, get into this corner just outside of T-spawn. Aim above the third window in the middle of the white metal cladding. Then run forwards and jump throw the flash as you get into the center of the window. A site is a complex site, so this flash won't blind everybody, but it certainly will help. Good luck, as you're gonna need it.
The state of Brazilian CS right now is in a good shape. I believe we are in the best shape that we had in a long time, because right now we have, if I'm not wrong, 4 teams in the top 30. It's Furia, Imperial, us, 00 Nation, and Pain. And we have 9Z as well, because they are South American. We have 6 South American teams in the top 30, so it's very good for our scene. And I believe we are very strong right now, and we need to get some good results to prove that. But I think we will get there.
After a slow start, back on Dust 2, Faze are fired up on their map, pick a nuke 10-5 after a T-side in full control of this map and series as they attempt a reverse sweep. On the other side, the captain of Jota, double kill or more in half the rounds played coming into the halftime. So he's had a phenomenal start, but Faze have still managed to break their way through with some beautiful Ds and some lovely calling from Carrigan, eluding Mibr down on that B side many around. Got a pistol now from the Brazilians. What are they bringing to the table?
Oh, a bit of a ramp hit to open up. Brokey dinked right away. Rops, only good for one. I'd say that's a bit of a victory there for MIBR. They get into ramp, they've done a lot of damage. If Bia and Enezan can hold on inside of lobby, it's only going to add that much more spice to the round. Twists fighting through Decon, and Rain dead immediately. As soon as he shows his head down lower, they take it off. Oh, that's a clean tap. Anymore, Twists realizes he's got room here, and he's going to run them down. Suddenly, the script's been flipped, and it's a 1v3 for Bia and Enezan.
So many of these rounds with MIBR in great positions with advantages.
Oh my God, the bomb was right there on the other side of the door. I think they think it's in the site.
Yeah.
It's not, boys.
No one's even looking as well.
It's not,
gonna
guys.
Get a plant.
He's just gonna go.
He might be. It might be. It's one of those rounds where it's so easy you might not believe it, and you might fake. But he has to stick. Oh, missed Molly, still sticking, and Faye's like, whoops. But I'm not worried yet. They're not all going to come up the vent. That would be crazy. But Twist is waiting. Waiting for Carrigan to get in position.
Brokey's going lobby.
This is a free kill.
He's going to have the outside fight locked in, or so you'd like to think. Now up the vent, he's heard this. Yeah, Enezan tucking himself away. Bombs planted for him, and that's a really nice kill. Just Brokey left to be. He jumps at him, but Biana is not facing. He's hiding away, and Brokey's saving. He's out of it. He's done. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Might have got the kills, but it's an MIBR round.
What a clutch. What more can they do? They kill everyone, Harry, but they don't sit on the bomb. And now you know why hens rest on their eggs. Keep them warm. Keep them away from predators, because Bia Enezan steals it and the round to boot. That is a robbery. After some beautiful shooting from Twist as well. I can't believe it. Dude, this tap, tasty. Okay, we got a game now. Yeah, sure, it may have been, very fortunate clutch coming out from the young'un. But even so, if it's something that MIBR can build upon, Faze want to put it to rest very early. 4 MP9s and a scout on the Force buy. This was the same hole they dug on their T-side of Dust 2. Continual forces over and over again. Justified, yes, but still dug them their own grave. A shallow one at that. Oh, the unscope for Brokey. Gonna go back for it, hits the tag, just dodges death as well, and he finds an entry, double up, Brokey, that would have been a kill. That player was already tagged up, but double entry for Bia Enna. He's finishing the job that he started last round, and Faze's force is nowhere to be found. Even Rain overwhelmed outside, and they're gonna clear the back of the site. Robs shouldn't win this one. So he shall not. 7 rounds now, and the eco for Faze. This is likely a 10-8. Although I did say that in the first map, and then Faze won a full eco. So I won't get ahead of myself.
That did happen. That's true.
Yeah.
But things don't happen twice.
No, nothing has ever happened twice, Harry. Because the circumstances are different. Indeed.
Imagine a world where history physically couldn't repeat itself.
That's the world we're in, mate.
We'd be in a golden age right now with all the bad shit we've gone through. Look at this. Exit holding on to the lobby. Going to beat Carrigan, and now Brokey back at the site. Run down and finished off. It's a flawless third.
Okay.
8 to 10, and now we have the big guns coming out for Faze.
This is great as well, because MIBR aren't like, they lose that pistol. They're in a spot where it's like basically 1.5, maybe 2 gun rounds, and it's the game. They never really got in it, and you can say, yeah, whatever, Faze are better. MIBR have the chance to 2-0 this series right now. But it's a true test. It's a true test of their T-side. You're going to see if Faze flounder this lead, or if their rifle rounds are just better, as they should be on a CT side. 7-win streak, 16 out of 17, 19 out of 21. These are all wins for Faze, and it has to be today. But MIBR are in a position that not many teams can get themselves in. 2 behind out of Faze. Flawless anti-ecos. Clutch is coming out. Captain leading the charge. Everything's looking good. But this is where it starts.
MIBR dumping more of this util into A. And they might be on this wavelength right now where they're just saying, like, guys, let's just keep doing it till they stop it. Let's just keep going with these kind of aggro top hits. They've lobbed in all this early util, which has been nice at least to really, you know, get a lot of this CT utility out of the way. I know there's still 2 smokes left up, but with 1 minute and 15 left, you're more than happy with that being all Faze have. MIBR now going to pump in a second load of utility into this A bomb site. Yeah, Anazan even waiting before lobbing in this next one.
Yeah, this is the hit. The first one was the fake out. This is the real one. This is the commitment. But Twist is still up here. This will land top hut. It's not going to stop Twist's position. Very powerful one. They can come out door and go vent. That's an option. Smoke down. Turtle trying, but we know how hard it can be to get down with the smoke in the way. Brokey spams from the back of the site. Rain looking for a lurker. Has missed the timing, and Jota spotted. He now can't commit. His team have to do it without him. Down in that B site. Lobby getting taken. Bia and Azam misses the cross as they set up to go ramp. He has no idea.
Oh, he might find it. He might. There they are. There's one. Gonna go back in for more, but traded. Twist gets rid of him.
Now they know where they're coming from.
That's a real shame. That could have been so much more. Faze now grouping in the 4v3. At a bare minimum, at least Jota's also made it down secret, but if Henny cannot stay alive here, this one is a done deal. Henny flushed out. Jota's got to do it alone. Second fight won for the man at the helm of MIBR. Oh, no, not nice the third. Rups puts a stop to it. Thought that could have been a huge clutch for the guy.
Don't speak too soon.
It is.
Oh, 1 more second and that's a round for Jota. 1 more second, but cover for Faze and a defuse with no room for error. What a nice try. Even like just Bia Enazan not re-peeking in lobby could have won that round, right? He could have come in the late ramp rotate. It would have wasted Twist time. These are the margins for error that Faze are allowed to pick up a round from. A very close defuse. Look at that bomb flash, and MIBR get robbed. Very nice try, though. That's a sign of what's to come. They've come in prepped. Best team that they've ever played on this map. Well, that's because they're the best team in the world. Lurk through the main. Twist denies it and grabs the AK for a little more spam. He'll need it. They're coming out and it's not going well for them. Shredded, 2 dead early. And angles change for Rain. Brokey's even had enough of these guys. Gets aggressive for a 1-for-1. Kind of worked it for Faze. 4-on-2, and they know MIBR were looking towards ramp.
It just begs the question of, like, what would this game be if Turtle was giving us a game even close to what he offered on Dust 2? Right? I think MIBR could be up in the lead right now. This is 8-11 with, you know, 2 of the players sat on 6 kills for MIBR. One of them was a real staple, a real fixture of that last game. Turtle was dominated. Instead, this round, it's Henny and Bia at Enazan just trying to walk in away. They will get shut out, but 2v4 couldn't really expect too much from them there.
I'm just in my head, I'm wondering, what if they won that clutch? What if they you know, suddenly were poised for a 10-10 score, but Faze sucked the life out of them and now look to just shut down this series?
I do think, you know, if MIBR are gonna turn this around still, they definitely could. There's only, you know, a 4-round deficit right now. It's going to hinge on either Exit or Turtle coming alive. It can no longer be Jota cooling, leading, lurking, entering, clutching, you name it. He's trying to do it. He needs a bit of help here, boys. Ooh. Rain outside.
Well, he's going to do it anyway.
I don't know about him. And he's going to try and milk this a little bit more. Now they know he's here. Henny can attempt this. Turtle can attempt the trade, rather. Runs it in with the bomb, but does pick it up.
That's a risky fight for Turtle, but he had to do it. He had to stop Rain in his tracks. The rain train derailed. MIBR go cold for a moment. They hold with a man up, knowing that Faze might make an information play. If it is outside, there's this double setup. Essentially, Enazan is holding for cover for his teammate. He's going to come and collect the bomb. Oh, but that peek is perfectly timed. Twists. Even kills the full health player. Yeah, sure, Oh, bye-bye, Turtle. He even walked it. He did not think that was coming for him, but it was heat-seeking. And now a cold body on the stairs. 2-on-3. And he wins his fight. Twist might even re-aggress. That's a good spam. I don't think he would have heard it, but Twist makes his presence known.
Yeah, that would have spooked Twists. Like, you know, you randomly get hit through the wall. Ooh. Put the fear in him for a moment, but they are aggroing lobby. They've taken ramp as well. Henny in a position that could win the round. If only he could win these fights. Gonna get away from him and now exit with 20 seconds. 1v2 on his plate. Swung from the heart. It's a tag to Twists, but not the killing blow. That molly denies a peek. And the other man's coming from lobby as well. Exit might die on this re-swing. Rops runs at him knowing that Exit had no clue about the presence of a second man.
And Twist was spamming as well, which, you know, covers a bit of footsteps a little bit, but it also just shows like, oh, I'm not running at you. I'm still here. I'm waiting for my teammate. I'm spamming. So that's the perfect bait for Robs to just wide swing and yeah, kill him, knowing he was definitely planting backside. Oh, a close round again, though, but Faze are just coming up clutch when they need to. Twist is saving the day in some of these rounds. 13-8. 3K for the aforementioned man. The lobby pushes, MIBR are very ready for them. Keep holding off for this aggro, but they can't quite stop it. Over the top for Brokey. He is very audacious in this round, and he hasn't seen his two players blow him. Oh, the Tech 9 taps does take him out, but they run at him with another flash. It's actually Henny's flash. Blinds Rain, but hey, sets him up at the same time. 3-on-4, desperate ramp rush. Rops is here.
Oh, okay, the first one was ugly, but the second one was real clean. Third,
it works.
Kind of middle ground, mid. Oh,
and back to the top.
That's lovely. There we are. Lovely little ramp hold from Rops. And so Faze looking like they might run away with this one after all. Getting onto this CT side and really flexing now.
Yeah, they're starting to make way more audacious plays like this. And, you know, we were talking about how MIBR...
I can't believe Joe got flashed as well, like a Raid did. It was all...
I'm flashing for you.
Joe like 1v9ing right now. It's a weird world he's in.
He is trying his hardest, isn't he? Always good for a kill, and he's had a lot of doubles in as well to this half. Rob's close ramp. Looks like they want to burst through this smoke, but there's a re-smoke. No chance. Great spamming paint roof, that does work. All smokes outside for MIBR. This is it, do or die. Lose this round, and Faze are poised to take us to a third and likely shut out the series. Can't say MIBR didn't have a chance in this matchup. The dice roll's not up in their favor. Faze have worked hard to pull this game back. And now Rob's trying to end it.
Yeah, over at ramp. Oh, he gets that info. Tries to tap out Turtle. This Turtle's got hands.
Yeah, apparently so.
Twists up on top of the hut. And Carrigan inside his sight.
Turtles would use guns more often, but they don't have opposable thumbs. That's the most important part of the hands. And you're going to catch these Turtle hands as he comes in from the back. Michelangelo on the ladder. He's going to get put down. And a work of art for Faze now to find these 4 kills with 15 seconds to go if they're going to go for it. I mean, I'd expect to say they'll just jump into Twist Spray, 2 headshots, and Jota, no chance for him today. Has to hold on as Faze find 15 first.
Counter-terrorists win.
Would you say you're more of a tortoise man yourself?
No.
No? You like the aquatic type?
I like the aquatic type.
Yeah.
The wetter, the better.
Roger that. Duly noted. And a reality check now for MIBR, who at least didn't overhype their dust win, knowing that the hardest part had yet to begin. Break it down.
Yeah, a little remix on that one. Oh, he's about to be fresh. Straight fire in the booth.
That's what's in Henny's headphones right now. Beats. Big beats are the best.
Yeah, but it's Faze getting by all the time.
I was thinking the same line, I just didn't say it. It's so weird. You're in my head.
Rain with the outside aggro.
Yes. Nice spawn. They are not ready for this. Oh, I lied. I lied, folks. They
Joe
are
is ready for
this.
everything.
He really is. He's nearing 30 kills right now. Back to a lobby reset. They're going to hit this A site and leave Jota lurking behind. Coming through main late. Bit of aggro for Twists. Minute on the clock. Can't leave this one too last second. Exit's going to throw in that util. Can get a backside molly or a hut roof molly from up here. Jota's even making moves before this. He's not lurking to split the site. He's trying to fake out B instead. Twist is left. He goes back to the angle, but a messy spray. The first we've seen all game from Jota as they rush this top site.
In they come. Carrigan gonna break the silence and break apart the A-take, really. It's kind of lost all the momentum. And in they go. That's the bomb getting away from MIBR now. Henny, last guy standing. And on the ladder, Twister's dead. You're not worried yet. I'm running out of breath, though. Henny getting shot at in the back and from the lobby. And there's Carrigan with the close. Faze long this out to a 3-map series after all. Overpass is where they have their chance at redemption.
rest of the year, or maybe more my own goal, is obviously getting that Grand Slam. I think that is on our radar right now. We have a lot of chances, but we want to close out as fast as possible. So hopefully during the season, I don't want to be in the major final and you pray for a Grand Slam and a major win. I think that's a lot of pressure to handle, but I'm just happy we are in this position. We have time to finish off the Grand Slam, but we have to play our best years right now. This is the toughest time we probably face as a team. So winning the Grand Slam is the most important thing this season, and that's where we will know if we make history or we won't make history.
Have no fear, the 360 no-scopes are here. Faze bounce back on Nuke, 16-8 over Mibr. A monstrous 10T round half to start things off. Really set them a pace that they did not let go of, and that momentum carried them to the win. I think a lot of people know this at this point, but I do just want to remind our audience and you guys, did you know Rops, you know, before he was a professional CSGO player and he was grinding his way up FPL, etc., and on Faze, he started off making YouTube videos trick-shotting on Call of Duty.
Were you helping him edit those, Mantrus?
It's a good response. I don't know how to reply to that myself, but I'm not joking. You can,
that's cool.
You can search that. That is a... I'm pretty certain that's...
I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
Can I, before you butt in,
many of us
guys, before you butt in, I don't think that's something Rops has told me in confidentiality. I hope I've not accidentally leaked that. No. I'm pretty sure people know that. But yeah, interesting
I'm really
fact
happy.
about Rops.
I'm really happy he's moved on from that game to Counter-Strike. I think he has a much better future here.
I'll also say that compared to another guy that was making trick shot videos, I think that was Nifty. He's had a much better career as a player.
Nifty didn't make trick shot videos. He was an actual Call of Duty professional gamer on console. I interviewed him on
I'll be honest, I can't tell the difference when I'm watching that game, Paula.
Okay, well, let's keep things on track here and break down what exactly transpired on Nuke. Maybe we can lead on from what I said about that T side. Faze just got off to a roaring start and they did not really let go of that lead.
Yeah, we touched upon the fact that Faze, that Dust 2 loss might have probably lit a fire under their buttocks, as I like to call it, from where Paula is. Faze, no. Anyway, they really stepped it up. You know, great start to the game over there at T side. They really, you know, the utility usage was great. They're just the entire game plan just came to fruition perfectly for them. And for the side of Mibr, it's kind of unfortunate looking at some of the numbers over here. They actually had 15. It was a 15-8 game, so it was like what 23 rounds played in total. They won 15 of those opening duels primarily off Jota and Henny. So they're getting a lot of opening duels on both the sides. But then Faze, the trading was just so damn good. And Twist and Robs, they came to play here.
Twist and Rops, they were the standouts on Faze Clan. We are going to have highlights of them soon. For now, though, we've got those stats for both teams up on screen. Maui Snake.
This was a game where you look at Rops' scoreline and you look at Jota's scoreline and you think, oh, these guys surely were butting head to head, but it's actually kind of where their impact was in the round. Usually when you have an impressive sort of entry fragger like Jota or a guy that's starting you off with so many rounds with great kills, that's important, but it was the closers for Mibr that couldn't get it done. Whereas you look at the closer for FaZe Clan, it's Rops. It was actually Twist 2 in this game, and he was so frequently on these lurks, able to find so much value, stay alive forever, make sure that Mibr, whenever they lost space, Mibr that is, Rops was there to punish any sort of response that Mibr had in that first half. They would try to rotate, they would try to take lobby away, anything they did, Rops was like, you guys don't know what you're doing compared to me. So he was just eating them up.
And then he had Twist as well. Like, this is such a well-played. We saw a couple of kills from his POV that round, but I think it was a 1 versus 3 in the lower bomb side. He was looking great. Rain had a clutch of his own as well. Even Karrigan had moments. So, like, everyone... Look, Nuke is a map we know that FaZe are extremely comfortable on, and this was very evident in the way they approached this map. It was a complete 180 for me, not 360, compared to Dust 2 and Nuke.
If Rops and Twists became one person, would we call them wrists or tops?
Tips.
Say a bad joke.
Twips. Twips?
Get me tops. Get me tops.
I like Twips.
Call it, give me tops.
Chat, what do you think? Let us know. All right, let's also give the standout player from MIBR their shine as well. Jota, as you just mentioned, he went off, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, Jota was really delivering, man, especially some of these opening duels he was fighting time and time again. And even even at times where the rest of his teammates were kind of falling all around him, he was good enough. He was getting, like, I think 2 kills seemingly every single round, it felt like, despite it being many a time, unfortunately, a losing effort. So yeah, shout out to Jota. He was delivering on Dust 2 as well, although he was kind of overshadowed by Turtle, if you ask me. But yeah, he was leading by example. Unfortunately, not quite good enough, Maui.
Jota just had incredible reads towards outside. The way that he was defending that position when they were on the CT side, they didn't really have too strong of a CT side, but the fact that he was able to do so well there is a pretty strong indicator of how this MIBR team actually does have a very high ceiling for the future. You can see that they need to iron out a lot of their procedures. A lot of their mid rounds could be a little bit cleaner and tighter, but when they have a fragging IGL like Jota, that's basically the peak type of CS you can play when you have all 5 players, because now we have seen all of these guys deliver in different ways.
Guys, up next, it is map number 3. It's Overpass. What are your thoughts going into it?
I mean, we touched upon this in the map veto as well. Look, I expected Karrigan to even bring out Overpass as their own pick, right? It's a map that they're very comfortable on. Sure, they've had a couple of hiccups on this map. They lost to Na'Vi recently in Cologne. It was a while ago, you know, before the player break and whatnot. It's a map they're very comfortable on right now. And unfortunately, the last time MIPR played Overpass was against Tyloo. Tyloo's a team I don't rate that highly anymore. I never really did, in all honesty.
Hey, you are...
And they got smacked. They got smacked 16-3. That being said, it was a previous iteration of this lineup. So hopefully, considering they've allowed it through as a decider, they have at least something in store for us here.
Maui, can I just jump in quickly? I've just always thought, Blair, you're a Tyloo mega fan. You know, always a proponent.
Rare Atom #1 right now.
Okay, Rare Atom.
Wings up,
there we go. Wings up, Rare Atom, Lin Vision, they're all better.
Okay. That was the Blair moment, Asia moment.
The Blair Asia moment. Let's get it trending. Drop a hashtag in front of it. We're creating a lot here on the Night Shift desk. But right now, our attention and yours should be locked in on the 3rd and final map between FaZe and MIBR. It's Overpass. Who's going to end up on top and on the bottom? We are going to find out very shortly.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Looking to get more out of your CSGO fan experience? Introducing CSGO Bingo, event pick'ems, and fan club showdown. Claim free bingo cards to win amazing prizes. Predict the winners of ESL events with pick'ems for prizes and glory. Show your favorite team you're the biggest fan by winning matches in the fan club showdown. Check out csgohub.com today to take part in all of these and more.
Robin? Is it 3-4?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. We're on team, bro. It's 2-2.
No, I can't see you.
Oh, you got smashed as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will try to surf it. It's impossible, I think.
Let's go, Tony.
What?
It's not even a way to avoid this. It's not a way to avoid this.
I didn't even know it's gonna happen.
It was.
Yeah, you need to go up.
Up left.
Nice, come on. Nice!
Only warfare, man.
I have -1.
What is this? What is this?
Yeah, I'm dead.
He's tagged.
This is a safe haven, Brookie. Nothing can happen to you here.
No, I'm dead.
Nice, move -1 and -1.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Nice.
I touched them.
Okay. Did you nade?
Yes.
I think we naded each other and just died instant. What the fuck? He surfed across his tagged.
He's looking home from the ramp. Unlucky. Can you serve?
Yeah, you can.
He's behind you.
No, they're really far from me.
No, he's under you.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is.
You saw him, Ruben, on the when he picked Cruz. Oh! What the fuck?
Oh, we have nades, man.
I'm so confused, man.
Easy.
Nice, okay.
Easy.
Ruben, that flash there.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm dead as well, bro.
I fucking blinded dead, man.
Ask him on.
How is it
I clutched it. I clutched it.
Yeah.
How is it not? Did you not take any damage?
You need
don't know, I
to shoot
took
one more
that for
bullet
sure.
in him.
I think
Stop
I might
flashing
too.
so much, man.
He's low, I think. 3 health. Nice, Brookie.
Yeah, what now?
What the fuck, bro?
How am I so close?
He's behind the wooden spec behind us. He's searching. Nice, Brookie. Thank you for carrying me.
Right, it's 1v1, not 2v2, bro. I'm dead again.
I'm dead.
No.
It's nice.
Oh.
Well, here we are, ready to head into the depths of Overpass, the third and final map in this series. It's gone the distance after MIBR were able to pick up a dominant win back on Dust 2. Faze responded much the same way on their pick and nuke, so we head into the unknown here. Faze, most recent to pick up the win, coming in with a bit of renewed faith for this one. MIBR have got their work cut out for them. They knew what they signed up for when they made it into Group B.
Yeah, certainly no easy ride, certainly no free ticket to the playoffs. They've got to work for it, but already an impressive result. Just taking a map out of this series, going further would be, wow, that would be ridiculous. Faze are going to do everything in their power to shut it out here and now on a CT side of Overpass. MIBR running amok into B with that heaven smoke. It's going to be a bit of a warning for Faze, but Brokey warning shots, blanks being fired out. Monster, no kills. Twist from short, has nothing to worry about. Cover from Conan, he kills one. Jota still trades. Oh boy, suddenly it's falling apart for Faze. Robs lets him go, takes a late kill, and swivels back in the site for 2. Braun just allowed, but they don't even look down as Robs finds 3. He's almost got the round in the palm of his hand, going back for that kit all the way at Graffiti. Robs has got it. It's going to shave 5 seconds off. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. Robs wins it all. They had no idea. Right past him. And Faze over the finish line.
Yeah, really clinical stuff from Rops, right? He had a great opener on Nuke as well. You know, he was doing crazy kind of stuff. By the time we were like 5 rounds in, he'd outdone his performance from Dust 2. Yeah, now he's looking to mirror that here on Overpass as well.
Jota was just not even considering it here. Yeah, he got Carrigan on that kill, but...
I don't even really like the swing at the end from Exit. I think there could have been a good bit of merit to just letting him tap the bomb there. He already had to waste time going back to get the kit.
Blimey, Twists.
Twists has bought a P90.
You know, it's not cheap, but it is effective. You can't deny it's got a lot of bullets. It shoots very fast, and it's very funny to use.
Are you submitting a hot take here? Is it the ammo count that matters
I think
most?
P90 is pretty nice. It's just so much money. Rain up the ladder, Rops with a double as they crouch their way through middle. Hello. Oh, that hurts. I want to see the P90.
Nice reply, guy, from Exit. P90's down on B. Hugo might never see the action, might never get involved. Or will it? Because the bomb is starting to tiptoe back through middle. Rops is aggroing down through long and might have the backstab on Henny while he's scoped up in mid. In fact, he does. This one's for free, Rops. You can have this one, but you don't get to have any more.
Did leave B, but it's not commit for MIB. They've gone back down through con.
Now the P90's in
A can still be A.
It's so mobile. They might just go up con and feed Rops even more.
Why not?
I hope they do just commit B. It's kind of scary, like with the door blowing off, they don't know the short's clear, but that kill's going to entice them. Okay.
They're saving, but they might get more kills. Oh, this is a bit of a mess now. Joker's out. P90 from Heaven is optimistic. You can't win the round, though.
To be fair, Twist dinked him, like, kind of wild. And he might even die after time if he's not too careful. Rops wants to take this gun away, but Jota still keeping up appearances.
Sick round, 3 kills, doesn't matter, but saves an AK.
Really cannot be another game where Jota has to do it all, right? I think Henny wasn't really a problem on Nuke, if I'm being honest. It was just kind of mid, but that's fine, like just kind of average. The bigger issues were the other kind of rifling presences around him just weren't strong at all. Turtle and Exit had a really, really rough go at it, and so rounds kind of came down to like Jota putting up multi-kills, Bia at Enazan trying to get it done in like the mid to late round, and then Henny, you know, chiming in every now and again with a kill here and there. That was really all you had to go off of. Here, MIBR need everyone firing on all cylinders, because Jota is still giving this 120%.
Does Henny Glock him or knife him? I mean, Rain's not going to look here. If he goes up ladder, the worry is Henny has the flash, so he might leave to set his team up mid, but oh my god. Oh, he would. Oh, I could have knifed it, probably.
That's sad.
Rain gets out with 7 health. He's trapped though in con.
And I say, you know, like, just go milk that. Just try keep him pinned in. You know, you got to fight here. I'd love to see them chasing it down, but through fear of not actually having, like, full mid control, they don't know if he's gotten out. They don't know if more people have moved in to join him, so they decided to risk. They'd be better off not taking.
This is it. This is the advertisement for the P90
Here it is.
in the armorless monster play.
Give me, like, your advertisement, like, kind of sales pitch. Imagine, this is the advert.
For only $23.50, you yourself can own one fine, ferocious gun. 50 bullets, and in the right place at the right time. Just you look what you can get. Twists. It's not the gun, guys. It's just a really good flash. Are they going to win an eco? 15 seconds, bomb drop. Brokey found the scout shot. They're boosting Heaven, Harry. They don't have the plant. You got to hunt this kill. Rain from short side. Oh, they're going to... No way they might win this. Can Brokey stop it? He needs to swing. The plant not denied, but the plant goes down, and Exit gets overwhelmed. God damn. Oh. That was a bloody good eco, if I say so myself. Oh, crikey. We have fun with it. Faze on a roll.
Yeah, lovely shooting from Brokey.
I want to see another P90, honestly. That's not what it's... Yes, Carrigan! Woo! Let's go.
My guy, my king.
That
was clapping, by the way.
Yeah.
No one take that out of context. Right, over here in mid, nades go in, and Henny looking a little worse for wear. Carrigan with the P90.
That's all anyone's been asking about. Is it on sale? Can I own one as well? And the answer is yes. T-side, CT side does not matter, folks. You don't see it very often, but when you do, it cooks up a storm. We are moving up con. couple toilets set up. It's nice and passive. Rain has a little gap, a little pixel he can see through if they cross. Won't fight it, but it's just info. It's a bit of knowledge. Oh, he moves into them. They see him first. Rain spotted, and now on a bit of a timer. Could try and exit long with his teammate, but there's two T's creeping and crawling their way up.
Yeah, Rain mollied back, gonna force a bit of respect out of him. Henny, oh dear, wow. They get forced into the long fight. It's exactly what MIBR were kind of wanting out of the util that goes in there, but they lose both of them. That's bad. That's not a good spot to be in. Oh, this feels a little sour now. This is a bit of a non-starter round. It is just a save. Don't be deceived. Nothing. This is as exciting as it gets in this round. But on the upside, if you're looking for silver linings,
no, I'm looking.
Have a little look at Carrigan down there. Number 3 on the ones and twos.
To save anyway. They're not going to find.
There's
anything.
the silver lining.
Yeah. Saved for later. Eventually, it has to fire a bullet. It's been 2 rounds of play, and we've not seen it. But B-rushes are prevalent on this map. We already hear people like Carrigan complain about the T side of overpass and the problems that can come with it, the difficulty of even throwing fakes, and just the ease of CTs, not just rotating, but catching information, be it jump spots and boosts on B, or using util to force fire. So easy for CTs to know what the Ts are up to at times. They take early, Carrigan gets aggressive, they throw that smoke from
Dude,
spawn.
they're all in connector. This could be another round for it.
Okay, I'm not going to hide this one.
No, I'll do it. When you've finished a long day of working your way through the opponents, you want to come home to the warm taste of a P90 in your mouth. And there it is, exit!
It's on the board, Harry. It's on the board.
The P90's in with 1, and Carrigan's out of there.
Also, coolest reload animation. I mean, look at that. He takes the clip out the top, man. That's meant to be in the bottom. Or is it a mag? I don't know. Gun nuts will be pissed, whatever I say. Shooty, shooty, bang, bang for Faze. 5-on-4, creeping through mid. They fell on the bench. That is not a silent drop. Rain knows they're right round the corner. Bit more of a tasty gap this time. A teammate in toilets to swing off of him. Great flash broke. He needs to help out, or at least trade he will. Rain's a dead man, but it was worthwhile to keep the advantage and send Faze with a warning shot back to the site.
We know good things come in pairs. We would never compare apples and oranges. Oh,
give up now.
Oh, it could have happened. Maybe even should have happened, but it didn't. And now we have MIBR teed up for a B play, starting to make their way out through Monster. Jota trying to lead the charge here. There is a rotate down from Brokey. Faze maneuvering everyone down towards this B site with Jota and Henny both dead. Yeah, Enazan's going to get finished off shortly after. And that's Faze up on a 5.
Yeah, it seems cheap. I feel like we need some B executes just out of the gate here for MIBR, something a little speedier, right? Like, Faze are going to have really nice toilet setups. When they start pulling the AWP out on Brokey, he is going to be unleashed on that top site. You know, a lot of teams just fall back into running Bs pretty early. Obviously, you're going into heavy stacked sites at that point, but it's one of the only ways to really get rounds on the board up against a team like Faze, I feel like, on this map. Something that we've seen them already do in Pro League is pick into this map to try and test it, try and warm back into their overpass. They dominated for the win with a really strong T side, 11 rounds, and won that game 16-4. So they're looking to do the same, this time on defense. Just take a clean sweep over MIBR and go home happy. Org out now, Carrigan, rolling back the years, mate. What is this, train?
Carrigan's going through the motions. He's bringing out all the kind of off-meta weapons right now. What's next? Mag 7?
Yeah,
Nova?
Org is still good, though.
No, yeah, the Org is still good. But you were saying the P90's good, so I feel like that's a bit of a botched argument here, Hugo.
Oh, really? I mean, the Org is good. You said we want about
Here we are. Flash is going to extend this push, but Carrigan...
he's very blind.
He was a little blind there. Every shot just whistling past him, but the B-hold still stands the test of time. Oh, goodness.
Rain.
It got a little bit uncomfortable there, didn't it? Rain laid it out Brokey. Tech9 was dinking everyone. But thankfully, the B-hold stood the test of time. Here we go.
The iconic line was said. As we all remember, will go down in the history books. Faze 6-0 up, and yeah, we saw the danger of that B site, right? Like all the difficulties more so. Faze having everyone there very quickly. That nade, just banging Brokey out of the round. Half your way through it.
The question on everyone's mind, is he gonna, he will go back in with the orbital
it's actually,
carrier.
I'm down with it. Good, this is the perfect game for Faze to test out some cheeky little ideas and some maybe stranger weaponry. Souvenir Faze Ents. Nice shot. Brokey gets his revenge after the fall of Rops in middle on that long push. He was 11-2. Brokey's going to get all the way back to the side. Carrigan scope. There's the downside. It eludes his vision on the left side. Wouldn't have happened with an M4 or a P90. 6-0, but Faze are down a man, and they're going to make a gamble. This is a good call. Leading everyone towards B right now. If it's A, they save. If it's B, they probably win it. And, oof, that's a T-side miss smoke. From that Faze, that's how they made the read, right? They realize that's thrown from far away. That's a fake out. They're not wrong.
I'm always of the belief if you don't know to nail the lineup every time, maybe it's not even worth throwing it in these fakes.
That's why you don't throw utility.
That's why I do it. You don't know, don't attempt it.
Yeah.
And now Faze have got everyone down here on this B site, all in the right place. MIBR, Rain blinded. Here they are. First 2 kills found for Faze. And the AWP in behind the pillar. We've seen legendary moments here. Brokey's just having his way with them, with a bit of help from his friends. This one's all come together for Faze in the 3v4 site hold. Henny just wants to save. Brokey's trying to embarrass him, and now they all want a piece of the action. Oh, man, it's a 7-0 for Faze Clan.
Yeah, Henny's not had a great day in the office, I've got to say. You know, he was having trouble back on Dust. It didn't matter. He got, dragged, kicking and screaming over the finish line by his team. But, yeah, Nuke, similar performance. It's pretty much quiet from everyone. It was except Jota on that team. And, yeah, some crucial shots that you've really got to hit on the AW right there. 7-0. Faze just keeping it nice and clean. Having fun while they do it as well, it seems. Double molly in mid, MIBR. Oh, they get one player through with no tick. Rain doesn't know, but they're right close in middle. Bieta and Azan running that AK up con. Peak, but doesn't matter. Destroys Rops on that fight, who is having a great game. Doesn't make a difference. Might give that gun over to Jota, who has full health. MIBR don't rush that mid play, leaving Rain to back all the way up into the site, reinforced with 3 defenders on Faze. Brokey AWPing heaven, playing retake on lower. And they're getting a bit curious here, our Faze, at the right time. MIBR have been holding this for a while. How much longer? Turtle, eyes on the prize, sees it. Rain concedes it. Carrigan wins that mid fight and follows up. Put him on a real gun and look at the results. There's a reason it's called meta.
Brokey just kind of floating around a beat, really feeling the freedom with this AWP. And, well, that one's free for old mate Rain. Jota walks to his death. Brokey's even aggroing the short side in the 4v2. It's ballsy, but he hears these footsteps, and so he's nailed that shot. Left a Turtle now, who might just have to shrink up inside of himself. Like
a turtle?
It was a reference to being a turtle, but just funny imagery, isn't it, associated with it. Turtle in the 1v4.
Yeah, sure.
And there it is.
It's going pretty well for Faze, safe to say. This is what this game was leading to, sadly. And MIBR were released in Nuke, man. They had some good T-side rounds. They had some really well-prepped executes as well. We've not seen that because they're just getting picked apart wherever the hell they go. And, Faze, again, just kind of not really respecting. Think about the re-aggro that Faze have pulled in this game. Be it, sometimes it's being caught, funnily enough, but it's still coming up better for Faze than not. Be it Rops pushing long, Rain doing the same, Carrigan coming back in through toilets late, taking B short. Like when Faze come into the round with a plan, they just steal map control from MIBR. Get all the goods with it. 8-0, not 9 yet, but maybe I'm prefacing an eventuality here as another rifle round, AWP, and all the trimmings.
Well, the trimming sometimes are the best part.
Says the vegetarian.
I mean, they are the only parts. Total
lettuce
opens up.
sandwich.
That's just a factual inaccuracy, really. I've never eaten a
you're
lettuce
right.
sandwich.
Lettuce and tomato.
Now a cucumber sandwich. Damn, dog. Now we talking, right? Look, Carrigan gonna look to try and peek through Monster. Only give them the cucumber on their sandwich, or will this one finally be a B play working out for MIBR? They're moving in, and the lineup for Carrigan's there. Is that a cucumber in his pocket, or is he just happy to see him? Oh, he's in with the third, lighting them up. It's a big monstrous play, and the nade even doing more damage. Insult to injury here. As they move in, Rop's ready to swing, and every time you think you've got a bit of room, you've got substantially less room than you think. Wrapped through the back line, Rain's seen the barrel. Sometimes bigger isn't better, and Rain's gonna show us why. Finishes off Henny, and that's 9 for Faze.
Your innuendos are on point, Harry, but unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we only have 7 rounds left of that. Unless MIBR wake up here and now and deliver us around. It's a sad ending. It's all anyone will remember, but I do want to reiterate that I think MIBR have played a great series here. Not quite up for the job on the T side of Overpass yet, but Nuke was phenomenally close. And to think if we had more than one player showing up in a big way, that could have been that definitely could have been a win, or at least a far tighter game for MIBR. And of course, they destroyed Faze on Dust to start the day, so don't forget it. Keep some respect on these Brazilians, but still, Faze, all of that and more out the window. Now, there are flashes that probably will land in Monster. Do they hit Carrigan? If they do, the jig is up. Gets behind cover, he hears them coming, in front of the flashes, 2 kills as they pop through the smoke.
It's the same round every time. Why's Carrigan just multi-killing a monster every time? They're just coming to him, he's like, I'm just gonna keep doing it. They keep giving it to me, and they do keep giving it to him. That much is indisputable. Jota makes it to the sandbags. One man does not a sandbag make. Mollied out. Ooh, a little boost up. Now, they might have an inkling. Rop's made noise dropping off of default, so you could assume that he was moving this way to get up on the boost. Rop's still hoping that he can spy something up here with his little eye.
Yeah, it's beginning with Nay. Jota moves back to short. Robs peels back. Carrigan's alone.
It's more of a bleat because Goat Jota already up the short side, moving in. That's a good flash, and now they know it is still beat. Much akin to how it was earlier. That's a big opener for Jota at least. Something's going right. And there's that familiar crushing feeling. Here it is. Carrigan on for the ace, and he won't get it. So one final disappointment, and there we are, 10-0. Faze looking like they might just run away with the game.
Yeah, feeling good on a Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a Thursday. Damn, time flies when you're having fun.
Bro, you're really...
Faze.
That doesn't show where Hugo's at. There we go.
Yeah, Faze calendars are off the wall right now. They haven't turned that page. What month is it? I could not tell you. 10-0. Do we have anything? Do we have a fast long A? Do we have a mid-take with utility? Because again, like going back to these A plays, don't get me wrong, they're very hard to break through, but all we've seen on top is fast con, which has actually worked really well for MIBR. They've gotten a lot of picks in con, or damage at least, but then they walk toilets really slowly and they get picked apart. Like maybe a faster toilet take, molly divider, smoke front toilet flash through it, push Faze back into their bomb site, fall down short, execute B, right? Get a player up and get right. There are many things we haven't seen MIBR really attempt, but of course, it can be very hard to even get out middle when Faze are playing the way they are. Case in point, 2 players pushing deep with nades. They actually will give the room away for once in a long time. We've seen all these B hits back to back to back for MIBR. So Faze reaggress on long after deep HEs. Set up with the orb, Rops on a boost. MIBR take mid, and this is exactly what I asked for. They've got the util, Divider Molly, pushback potential or clearing con with 2 more Molotovs. It's methodical. It won't need them much when they get to the bomb site, but this is the most space they've gotten without a casualty. And there's a casualty. So, I mean, it was eventual. It was, you know, what's always going to happen.
No, it was, yeah, I'm only laughing at just the timing, you know? It's like they know. It's like they know. Biada Enizan out of the round, and a 4v5 ensues.
TikTok.
40 seconds on this one, and Faze are about to get the info that B is clear. Here's the issue with going B every round. When you don't hear anything outside B for the first time in like 10 rounds of gameplay, there is that part of your brain that goes, well, maybe it's not B, guys. Maybe they're finally going A. MIBR here, finally going A. Starting to move up the short side. Brokey's scoped. They've got 15 seconds. It's not a lot of time. It's really not a lot of time. And with each second that passes, they've got less of it. Exit, 1v5 now, wants to save, but Twist ain't gonna let that happen, not for free. And here's Twist letting it happen for free. It's an 11th for Faze as they keep 5 alive.
Ah, yeah, small victory for MIBR. It's the only one they can hold on to, right? At this point in the game, as Faze have yet to drop around, looking to just end this one with ease. Poor beta, it said, but it's Biada Enizan getting spammed. And Faze are the alpha males right now. Rob's fast on shore. He's tired of the boost. They won't come to him when he goes there. He wants to force the fight, and that he will. Quick kill, out he goes. They even have Karen pushing again. Insta-monster smoke. 1:30 on the clock, and he's waiting the fade. He's already cleared it. He's about to backstab this round. They're going to boost on B. Karrigan's got 2 kills. God. Ladies and gentlemen, the boost breaker.
The humanity. Oh, from top to bottom, Karrigan's covered them.
In lead.
And now it's just Turtle left in the 1v5. Oh, but that's the thing about Turtle in moments like this. You know, you can never count him out. Hundreds of thousands of years of evolution have led up to this one moment. And so what's it gonna be? The main defense mechanism of the Turtle, we all know it. It's to shrink down and fold away inside themselves. And it looks like, with years of evolution playing into it, that's still the best answer they've got. As Turtle shrinks up inside himself and tries to save and connect her.
Oh, yeah. Stat Padders celebrating, but it's still a 12-0. Karrigan's in T-spawn. There's no safety for Turtle, and they may as well run at him as well. They won. Brokey won't with the orb. Don't want to gift him an upgrade, but they're going to double face this right at the end. 5 seconds to go, and it seems like Turtle will live to tell the tale. Oh, that wallbang's actually hitting. Very optimistic swing at the end, but no one was there. It's a sad day. They were both holding the flank. The second they look away, there's Karrigan. Blimey. Would not want to be sitting in those MIBR seats right now. This has got to feel just devastating, crushing after what has been a very good series from the boys.
It does feel really bad because, like, obviously, you know, we're all kind of caught up in the idea that, like, oh, what a recovery from Faze. They might be at a 16-0 them. Like, yeah, there's a bit of revenge. Oh, how sweet it is. But it does suck because MIBR did field a really, really, really good Dust 2 to open. And I think, you know, this is just kind of an example of where MIBR needs a little bit more time to grow, right? You've got Jota new to IGLing. In case you haven't become a fan of Jota over this series, as like the only guy capable of offering anything up in moments like this, you should be. I definitely think he's worth keeping an eye on. but he does still need to develop as an IGL. I think the team still has a lot of like synergy to build up, and so it was only, you know, I think MIBR's best route to win a series here is going to be in 2 maps. I think the more strenuous it gets, the more maps they play, that'll only show the kind of clear gaps in the game plan right now. And here on Overpass, they are kind of getting beat up. Brokey with the AWP, holding down the long side. He's been longing for a bit of a fight here.
Oh, we saw them on that jump.
Now he's got the info.
He wanted to hang around for a kill, but he realized they were running up on his close side. So just even now, like Faze, they are making some crazy plays, but they're still playing good CS. They're not throwing away advantages at all, really. Rain's even dropping one-ways in toilet. Brokey. I want to see the flick attempt if Pieta Enazan comes up con, and he certainly might. Let's see if we can stay with this as the long take comes in at the same time. Twist got to deal with it. Smokes over the top, make it clear as day. Brokey's already moved back to help the site. These 2 late toilet plays, 20 seconds. Faze aren't really ready for it. They got to deal with this head on. Twist finds 2 faces and peels them off. Brokey shot in the back of his. 15 seconds as flanks on flanks right now. The bomb's still loose on long. Rops has got the backstab. It's really all on Henny, and he's gone as well. Pieta Enazan spammed as Faze find 13.
Yeah, this has got all the hallmarks of just, you know, a team kind of running out of ideas, hitting that wall and physically not having the kind of, you know, ideas to get them over it, right? Even the fact that all of these rounds have come down to like 10, 15 seconds left on the clock pushing. Well, just compare and contrast that to the T sides back on Dust 2, where you had a real variety of paces. You had like a lot of different ideas as to how to solve problems as they came up. There's not really any of that here. And so it all starts to look a little bit silly, because essentially they're just like defaulting into a really late exec. And that's normally where, like, the minds of someone who isn't a super proficient IGL go to, right? Whenever they encounter problems, you try to slow it down, you try to look for fights in the early round, and you hope that you just win one of them and then can capitalize on it. And none of that's been happening.
That's a crazy thing. We're going into 5v5s with 20 seconds. Like, you know, Faze are actually in the last few rounds, after some very aggressive rounds, have gone back into these really safe setups. Not here. They are fighting for mid control, and Rain controls the spray in mid well. Rops helps out, and another round slips by the wayside. Flawless, in fact, for Faze, as we have players maxing out on cash. But yeah, the point still stands. In the last couple of rounds, with that exception, Faze have been playing all the way back in bomb sites, running crossfires, you know, just being very, very safe. So it makes it even harder for MIBR. But what do you want to say, Harry?
I'm doing it, everyone. I'm doing it, everyone.
You're going to say it now?
I'm gonna.
I've not said it.
MIBR need a round. MIBR need a round. So Faze might be about to 16-0.
Oh, he's done it. Well, good luck, MIBR. You've done it. Congratulations. The caster's curse has
I can't let it happen
in.
to him. I can't let it happen to him.
Fair enough.
After the game they played today.
Brokey, of course. Don't worry. He'll hit this shot. They'll definitely not overwhelm him in con. Exactly. See, it's so obvious, Harry. We know what's going to happen when you say the dreaded words. Why did you have to do it?
Because they need a round, Hugo. Oh, but Rain gonna hold it.
Oh, shocking!
No,
He said it!
Little rotate up towards A, but
you did.
If Faze have been good at one thing, it's getting these reads right. So surely that's gonna happen now.
Robs, 19-3 on Robs. That's actually
exactly.
mad.
He can hold down the A site alone for all they care.
Luckily it's a B play, Harry, and Faze have actually left this area to Twists.
Might look like a bit of a mystery, but Twists, he's phenomenal in these solo spots, and with Carrigan already moving down to help him, this is feeling pretty safe here. This is looking like the 16-0 for sure.
Yeah, definitely, Harry. I mean, a clean half, a flawless half of Faze. Absolutely no way for MIBR to break into this round. It's a good smoke, though. 45 still live. They're going to snake their way through Monster.
They're going to leave it to the last moment again, to the last physical second. And so Twists, if he just gets one, he just gets even the right man, that could win the round. Here he is, a rare misread out of Faze, but Twists still alive inside of the B site. He's been longing for a gunfight here, so let's see if he can win it. Carrigan moving in, up through heaven, really wanting that 16-0 dream. They've got 10 seconds. Please don't outplay yourselves. They're going to get Twists. Oh, no, but Carrigan from heaven. Where's the ball? when you were like, oh boys, we don't have the bomb, you didn't plant it, and that's 15 for Faze, the 16-0 dream while and truly alive.
Hey Future Pros, let's take a look at a nice little A exec you can throw on the A side of Overpass. For this exec, you will need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, 2 mollies, and a couple of flashes. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing the bank smoke along with a molly for the truck. To throw your smoke, get into this back corner. Aim into the bricks and just to the right of this little brick. Then jump throw the smoke. For the molly, aim along the bottom of this wall in line with the shadow. Run forward, then walking jump throw the molly just as you get over the shadow. Then throw a basic flash behind your team to help them out. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the stairs smoke along with a molly that lands next to the dice box. To throw the smoke, get in line with the right side of this beam and crouch down. Find the gap in the white spot and aim at this point and crouching jump throw the smoke. For your molly, aim just to the right of this brick and crouching jump throw also. Lastly, you'll throw the initial flash, which will help your team take space into the site. This is a nice execute and will make it hard for the CTs to play behind cover, also leading you to get the most out of your flashes.
Playing a major in Brazil would be I think the biggest achievement in my career. Our goal is to play in front of the crowd, of the Brazilian crowd, and it would be awesome. And we set some goals to this semester, and I think the 2 biggest goals this semester is to reach playoffs in this tournament in Pro League and to reach playoffs in the major. I think if we get one of these 2 objectives, we will be very happy. But playing in a major in Brazil would be very awesome.
All right then, let's get this one going, shall we? Faze 15-0 up. It's the second half we've all been waiting for, and we might not get to watch for long. They're looking for the 16-0 dream. Mibr on the back foot, it's safe to say.
Yeah, one of the
so far behind, Faze are a tiny speck off in the distance.
One of the big questions, Harry, what is longer? The halftime break or the second half? We're here to find out.
If you waited around for this one, why? Here we are, Mibr with the CT side, and Faze out towards middle.
Come on, they've come this far, they've worked this hard. Faze have got to finish it now for glory, for memes. Great flash play. That's one way to get rid of Rops on the luck. He's 20-4. 5KD will downright do. Faze have found the gap. They've run it up into A. That molly lands a bit short, doesn't it? as it's landed behind the boxes. Actually, it was all intended to push a player out. Twist has found the headshot. Faze can go for the plant. There's a quick flank. Twist turns, not quick enough. Jota hits ahead. They chase towards the truck, but it's MIBR fighting for their life in the site.
Don't fumble this, Faze. Don't fumble it. 16-1. That's not even reasonable. No one cares. Ooh, Carrigan gonna try and do it, but Jota puts him in the dirt. And MIBR, they might not be able to win the series, but they've at least stopped the 16-0.
They've won a heart. Henny's getting hyped. You've got to try. If you don't laugh, you cry, as they say. And MIBR have held on for now. And now this game's kind of like whatever. Now we have to watch some stupid eco rounds like, ooh, maybe they have a chance. Hate to break it to you. #1 in the world, baby. Let's wait for the gun rounds.
At 14-15, I will fully buy into the comeback,
yes,
right?
Only then, and then they will lose.
And the moment I do, that's the thing, I'm actually just trying to buy MIBR more chances here. The moment you go, well, hang on a moment, Hugo, they could win this.
Maybe.
That's when they lose them.
Yeah.
Henny down in con. Ooh.
Revenge.
Will get the backstab, and so we end up in this 4v4.
Oh, that's a crispy dig, and Robs won't find 3, but his teammates are here to clean up. They've got their mops and they've got their buckets. Exit, running back into the toilets, and he's been finished as well. Okay, Faze, am I feeling ready to end this game now? Carrigan, he's got a nice catch onto Jota, but that's a bomb lost, and Brokey was wrapping all the way around. Is that overtime I smell? Brokey says no. 1v2. Oh, and he's dead immediately. Hit the dink.
That was a really good effort as far as it goes.
Denied.
Like, half damage to Turtle, 90 to the other guy.
All right. All right. Okay. I mean, you know, it's not impossible. Like, statistically. And every round they win gets us closer.
What are you trying to say here, man?
I'm creating a false narrative.
You can't, like... Oh, at least you're letting us know, I guess, to be fair. That's pretty highbrow of you, and I get it, man. I get it. MIBR. It's a long road. It's a long journey. But sometimes...
Yeah, go on.
It's on the long journey that you grow the most.
Oh. Inspiring. Not like this round. Tiring for Faze as they get found out in every position. And we wait for what should be the end of the game. That's what Faze want to make it so. They lost out on their 16-0 dream. Why let it get any closer? Hey, nice little turtle for Turtle.
He always has it there.
Yeah. It's cute. Deep breath. This mid shot for Henny. They've made it across. Faze are running. Faze are running all right. They are already up long. And MIBR are none the wiser. With this mid-util, it's kept Henny's eyes right on the wrong position. Twist is going to cross into toilets. Followed by his merry men, the AWP tagged up by Ray. The spam even connects on the retreat for Henny. Deep, long smoke. We'll see whether Faze commit with it. A couple of players certainly look interested. They've got a clear combo. Reigns walk right by. If they don't clear it, yeah, Via and Azan, he come up from behind, and he gets a double kill with that flash. Lovely play from Exit. 3-on-4, and the AWP is still back in bank.
Joker's still hanging around in connector, but that's big. He's going to have a lot of info from this position, and he can check for B rotates. So in theory, Turtle is kind of freed up right now. I know they still don't have monster info, but he's going to be a lot more lenient in terms of rotating here. And yeah, look, there he is going up now. So MIBR do have 3 players in the right place and someone considering the flank. It's a nice setup, but now they've got to stick the landing. Rops leading the charge, Twists out through long, dead first. Brokey now throwing into the clutch, and there is this lurk coming up through middle. A flash goes out first, but Brokey still looks none the wiser. Turtle's gonna put a stop to him, and MIBR get themselves up to a fourth.
Yeah, Brokey couldn't see a damn thing there. Those flashes just nailed him, and that was nice. Even though the flank could have stopped the plant in the first place, it just secures the round for MIBR. Bit of money for Faze, but MIBR, fist bumps all round. Revel in the success. Not had much of it this map to be proud of. And so 4 on the board. Doubters in shambles right now. As MIBR mount the comeback of their dreams. The pop flash to the short side. Faze will make it out. A little bit of nade damage in the orb.
Right.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay.
Hello.
That's a nice molly. Really nice combo with the short swing. Now they should know about the second guy. You don't just do the boost solo. And so they're ready to try and pounce on Rain. Even just getting a bit of damage off here and leaving it in the 5v3 is good. MIBR. These are fairly convincing CT rounds right now. I find myself starting to believe more and more each round that passes.
I'm starting to believe too, Henry. As they've gone and taken 5. MIBR blowing minds, but Faze finding flashes out monster, gets the AWP off the angle, Turtle on the corner. Oh, that's an easy shot, but he misses it. Oh, that could be the undoing. And he's trapped. Rain collapses upon him, and Carrigan doesn't know they're wide in the pit, but a warning shot for Jota. He at least gives them that courtesy. Plant is allowed. Nothing can be said nor done about this. They've got to care the flank, though. Holding for it. Rain's dealt with it, and Faze is going to win a 3-on-5 to end this series. Folks, it's all on exit, and that may be what MIBR must do in this BO3. They put up a valiant fight in the first 2 maps, but Faze Clan finds success. It's no 16-0, it's the next best.
2-1 to Faze over MIBR. Just to give you a recap, MIBR got off to a flying start on Dust 2, 16-9, but then Nuke Faze bounced back 16-8, and of course on Overpass, Faze, they teased us with the 16-0, 15-0 lead, but it ended up 16-4 in their favor, and they are our victors on the final match of tonight of Day 2 of Group B of ESL Pro League Season 16. Blair and Maui, is it unfair to say that? You know, when you see a 15-0 lead, I think if you're an objective audience member, you want to see the 16-0. Not because I've got anything at all against MIBR. I love the Brazilians. I love the Brazilian CSGO scene. But when you see that 15-0 lead, you just want to see that. There's something about it. It's magical. But
it's all Harry. It was all Harry. Freaking Harry. Hugo told me not to say it, but he had to go and say it.
Yeah, Harry, you ruined it, mate. You ruined everything.
The casters do have a lot of power. They don't always actually admit to that, but everybody knows that if you say something is going to happen in the game as a caster, set something up, it's just never going to happen.
Look,
so usually quite the opposite.
It's an actual fact.
Maybe one day in our memoirs we'll reveal the behind-the-scenes occult magic that our casters possess, but until then, all you guys need to know is that caster curses are real. We have factual proof of it, and the sources, trust me, bro.
I think there was a skit, actually, that
there was actually a skit
last season that they did for that, actually.
Well, you know...
Be sure to check out the ESL YouTube, find the skit, Caster Curse skit, on a YouTube near you.
Or just go to ESL CS on YouTube and find it.
I'm out after that one, Maui. That was one of the best, worst plugs I've ever heard. Anyway, let's not do our audience and these two teams an injustice. Right. Let's break things down. What happened on Overpass? Why was this such a dominant victory for Faze? And then afterwards, let's hone in on some individuals that we should highlight.
What happened here was for MIBR on the T side, they really didn't get much going. It felt like they were just running into a wall every single time. On the B bomb side, for example, like they're just walking into Carrick and just gifting him free kills time and time again. And whenever they were able to kind of crack the bomb side, they lost too many players, hemorrhage too many of the members at a point where it's like a 2v2, 3v3 scenario where players of the caliber of Rops, who I think at one point was 20-3.
Yeah, 20-3 in the first half.
Yeah, his 24-8 at the end. He died a little bit at the end of the game, but 20-3 is ridiculous. He was popping off. Everyone has a great time. Look, we all know that Overpass is a map the Faze are pretty comfortable on. Unfortunately for MIBR, they didn't really seem to have, in my opinion, Maui, didn't seem to have much of a plan heading into this map.
They didn't have a strong game plan for this one. The reason that these B defenses ended up being so solid is because MIBR was never truly able to pressure A. If they can't unlock the A side of the map, if they can't force the A defenders back, you're never going to be able to draw the rotations from any of the B players. And that's why, for example, Rops was just in the right place at the right time every single time, every single round for this first half. He basically not once was he caught out of position, not once was he away from a fight, because everything that MIBR did was either very telegraphed, or it was just kind of like very much right away at the beginning of the round, and just really he's just going to be in both places at once. That's what the B rotator does.
He was bullying them quite a bit over there, over 180 AR, 24-8 over there. Everyone was having a great time. Carrigan as well, you know, going 17 on the B bomb side towards tunnels. He was just getting so many multi-kill rounds as well, getting away with murder. No one had really had a rough game. They're 15-0, could have easily been a 16-0 if not for Harry rather. For MIBR, yeah, I feel like this is a map you don't really have to really think too much about. I mean, just you got smashed.
It's not that you take anything necessarily from this loss. It's just that you need to create a foundation for yourself in terms of what your structure is and your defaults, because they didn't really, I don't think they had those outlined when they went into the server today, because this is the first time that this 5-man lineup has played this map, and you even talked about it beforehand when they were playing domestic, Tai Lu, not even domestic competition. They were having a really rough time with
16-3.
Yeah, so I mean, Jota, like I said, in the beginning of this series, Jota is an IGL that is coming, he's just taking up the role now. Like, he's really new to it. They got rid of Woody because they wanted to upgrade their firepower, and Jota is having a tough time on definitely some of these more strategic maps. We saw the difficulties on Nuke. We saw the difficulties on Overpass, and FaZe, to their credit, moved this veto exactly where they needed to have a really strong advantage in terms of playing the harder maps to call on.
Yeah, if we look at the stats across the entire series, Jota, he was the standout for MIBR, but yeah, for Naut eventually. Guys, I do want to ask, you know, is there a case to be made here that FaZe really warmed up into this series? Because Dust 2, Maui, I think Blair, you mentioned it slightly as well, that they looked like they had underestimated the potential of MIBR on Dust 2. Then, of course, they bounced back on Nuke, and then, you know, the momentum went even faster on Overpass, the third and final map, and FaZe crushed them. So, was it a case of FaZe just building themselves into this game and getting off to a slow start?
Yeah, I have to agree with Maui when he said earlier that they were kind of half asleep, sleepwalking on Dust 2. It wasn't like they were playing a bad game, so to speak. It's just more like you're not doing anything much, just hoping the deals just go your way, right? They woke up in Nuke, it made it look very clean. Overpass was just completely just dismantling MIBR. And I feel like the loss on Dust 2, looking, considering the fact they still have 3 more games to play against much tougher opposition in the form of Outsiders, who are looking fantastic right now. Big, who almost took down G2 in 2 maps. And this is, and of course, what am I missing out on?
G2,
Outsiders, and Big.
Big and Outsiders.
Yeah, there we go. So like these are 3 teams who potentially could upset FaZe. So the fact that they kind of woke up here, they had a bit of a reminder that they can't take things too easy in modern day Counter-Strike. You will falter. I think it's a good sign. I think it's a good thing overall for FaZe for them to lose that first map.
I mean, we noticed that Karrigan by Overpass was finding his feet, and he managed to get some frags on the scoreboard. Across the first 2, he wasn't really there. And so on Overpass, it was Rops, Karrigan, and Brokey that were really making a mark on the serve. We've got some highlights from the 3 of those.
Yeah, it's nice to see Karrigan there. Usually when you speak about a trio of FaZe having a combined frag package, it's usually Robs, Brokey, and Twist. Sometimes Rain. So Karrigan had a great time here. It was just a shooting gallery, Maui. Not much you can really read into this.
Right. I would be shocked if MIBR round to round had enough, I'd be surprised. Usually you can look at flash timings for maps and see how much kind of strategic depth the team had, how many enemies flash, how many flash assists there were. I would be shocked if MIBR were flashing their opponents for more than 5 seconds per round. I think that a lot of these fights for FaZe were very straightforward. They were very easy. There were a couple moments where they did that kind of flash. That is the one flash I felt like MIBR knew. The nose flash or flashes over monster. Everything else just felt like they couldn't take space with flashes. And so that's why you see all these very unobstructed kills. A lot of these look very simple for these FaZe guys. You're not seeing them under too much duress. And even some of the trading there is not there for MIBR. This is just a map they haven't really practiced that much.
Yeah, like when we speak about flashes, right, there's a couple of layered flashes, but Twist is always around as well in case Karrigan gets blinded. He was able to trade and shut them down. So it's lack of concerted utility usage, so to speak, which you would expect to see from a team, from a top 20 team, for example, who are willing to play Overpass. So for MIBR, you can clearly see they put in the work on Dust 2. It looked really good. On Nuke, they had a couple of cool ideas on the T side. Overpass is not quite their map yet. The map pool is a little bit shallow. That being said, they're here to learn things here, Paul. It's a new team, so it can be a little kind to them.
Now it is time for our winning interview. We have Rops on the sidelines with Heku.
FaZe Clan got another win, and right here I have Rops. Rops, congratulations. You started the last map with a 4K. That was majestic. Same thing goes for Nuke. You guys had no problems. Now Dust 2. Dust 2 is a map where you guys struggle a little bit. Did you manage to pinpoint the reason why you're having kind of difficulties there?
Well, yeah, Dust 2 is a map that has been kind of weak for us historically for this roster. I think they did some good calling from their side, and they always found the right place to hit at the right time. So props to them. I think they played a pretty good Dust 2, and we tried to find answers, but we were kind of always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Trying to work on our Dust 2. We have some new stuff, but I think we probably couldn't even show much of the stuff today because we got smashed on our CT side, and then we lost the pistol rounds, and then they just took it away.
So you're trying to improve it, and you'll keep on improving while you're being here?
Of course. Every time we lose or win, we always rewatch the game and take what we can from every match. And if we can improve on anything, then we'll definitely do it.
Well, MIBR went through some changes, and now they have Henny as their main opper, and there were some changes in the positions. Do you actually think that the current MIBR is stronger than the previous one?
Oh, I haven't kept up to their roster so much. But, I mean, they took a map off of us, so I think that's only a good sign, us being the best team in the world, and if you can do that with that kind of a roster, I think it's definitely going good for them.
And one last thing, is there a specific team that you would actually want to play here in Group B?
I think our main, so to say, enemy would be Big. I think they have actually won majority of the matches we've played against each other, online, at one of the RMRs, maybe in other tournaments, can't remember, but they're kind of the nemesis for us right now and have to take them down.
But not G2?
it's just nothing between us and G2 kind of, you know. So I mean, it definitely will be a good match. But if like we're talking like you know, of who we want to beat, it would be big.
All right, then looking forward to see that series. Thank you very much, Robs.
Thank you.
I think some mind games there by Rops. Amazing interview by Heku, as always. When she asked, you know, who are you looking forward to playing in this group? He's like, Big, they're our main roster. And no disrespect to Big. Of course, they're a challenge for any team. But the obvious answer is G2, right? That's what Heku's expecting. That's what we're expecting. Rops pauses. Cool, calm and collected, Mr. Cool himself, right? And says it's Big, and he's not interested in G2. There's nothing between us. What's going on there? That's mind games, right?
I mean, I feel like it's more of a stylistic thing, so to speak. I'm actually going to try and take a look at their last
The last time they
results.
played against each other was at the Rubet Cup Online, and Big won that. Before that was, God, it was the RMR, and that's where Crimbo had some insane clutches, and then they were able to win it in 2 maps on Dust 2 and Mirage. I would say that right now, when you think of sometimes, when I think of the structure of Big, they're a team that weirdly can just beat really top-tier opposition like Faze because they're so methodical with how they take every single piece of map control. And sometimes Faze is just like we saw today on Dust 2, they can be a little bit, I'd say, lazy, where they just trust their aim, they just trust their individuals, and that's where Big can really surprise you because you're going to see a flash in your face if you're playing an off angle and you're going to get dusted.
I'm taking a look at the stats here. They did beat Faze twice in 2 best-of-3s in the Rubet Cup online.
Oh yeah, twice at that one, yes.
Before that, they beat them in the RMR. 2-0 to qualify for the thing. So it's like 3 series in a row against Big for the best team in the world. So yeah, I totally agree with Robs. He's like, yeah, I just want to beat them once. I can see where it's coming from, Paula. It's not mind games. Not everything's like some crazy 5D chess, Paula.
What are you,
what's funny though is
saying that's how I think about life? Hey, we're all on the same team here, guys.
We are.
Remember, our enemies and haters are out there, not in the audience. They're great. I'm talking about the people in Malta, etc. You know, those are the people that we've got to be banned against. Maui, you were about to say something before I bring up the tournament standings?
I mean, the thing is that him saying that G2, they just don't have any bad blood between them is because there's just been so many roster changes for G2. It just doesn't look like the same team at all.
All right, well, perhaps I will relent on my position there, and it's just a genuine response from Mr. Cool. All right, time to bring up our tournament standings for Group B. Group B up on screen now. Interestingly, and I think this is a very different start to Group A, which was all over the place. We have 3 teams, 2-0, Outsiders, G2, and Faze. And then, of course, by logical deduction, 3 teams with a 0-2 scoreline. MIBR, Big, and FTW.
The thing with Big is, right, they still have yet to play MIBR and FTW, where they would easily be the favorite teams. And as Rob said, if you look at the recent history, they have had FaZe Clan's number time and time again. So there is a world, Paula, that could go 3-2.
It's possible.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
Right now,
how possible is that, though?
It's
how possible?
It's out of...
Well, versus MIBR and FTW, they should win those. They really, really should win those, especially because MIBR will pick Dust 2 into Big, which is a map that they love to play. FTW, I think everybody is really just going to... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think they're just going to get worked. I think Big's going to work them. That's not sorry to the German fans. That's sorry to the FTW fans.
Any other apologies you want to get out?
Sorry.
Right now, you're apologizing to 2 different teams. Is there any family members or to me or Blair?
We'll get to the breaking news later, and I'll have to say sorry to one more guy.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, Maui, since you just teased it, everybody, before we depart from tonight, having scanned social media whilst we were, I think it was during the interview, Blair has seen a tweet that we would love to highlight. This is breaking news, literally, off social media. So NIP have announced they've brought on board a very specific individual. Let's bring up the tweet.
This caught me by surprise. I thought it was a meme. I thought it was not real. So Alexi B joining NIP in lieu of Plopsky.
Yes.
Right now, this is very interesting because firstly, IGL, is he coming in as an IGL? Is it going to be a co-IGL with the Hampus? Is it just going to be a fragger? Also, I don't think it speaks Swedish.
So they're gonna have to switch to English if they use Alexi B. Almost surely. I mean, Finnish people, I would not expect that they're going to be able to speak Swedish. So this is going to mean that NIP is now taking a shift towards the international side of things. We're going to get Alexi B probably controlling this roster. That frees up Hampus, though. That is something that I think a lot of people have been very fascinated by, the fact that Hampus stayed on top of this team as a top fragger, even when Rez was going through a rough patch for a while. So to see Hampus unleash is something that I'm excited about, because who knows in a year and a half time in 2023 if Hampus could actually jump to a top 20 player, because he was doing so much work already while he was calling.
Guys, isn't it sort of bittersweet that we get to read out this announcement on Group B, Week 2 of ESL Pro League Season 16, because NIP, they're already out. They're in Group A, and they bowed out early in not so pretty of a fashion.
I am questioning whether, I mean, obviously I don't know how long this was in discussions, but I do wonder if this was like, you know, something, a knee-jerk reaction change taking place here because of how they completely capitulated in their group. But then again, a signing of this stature, you kind of expect it to take a little bit more time. So I'm not sure where this came from.
I would have to think that this was in the works prior
for a while.
Yeah, for a moment, because it seemed, I mean, the way, this also explains why NIP had such a poor performance in their group, because they knew this is the last ride for us on this roster. So let's just see what happens. And you know what's also possible is that they might have also thought this res switch is going to happen when we get Alexi B2, and we're going to see what's going to happen there. That's why after the first 3 maps, or 3 series that is for NIP, they swapped res to that op in the middle, and we were all like, this is kind of ridiculous that they're doing this in the middle of the groups, but maybe it's all making sense now.
I did get a message that from a couple of my friends saying that they do actually speak Swedish in Finland. So
wow.
Okay, so there's not
Maybe
much of a big. Maybe
okay.
he can. Like, I don't know much about the Nordic languages. In all honesty, I barely speak one language.
I would be careful about that one. We don't know.
Yeah, let's
not you know, theorize about comms yet, etc. Right now, the breaking news, right, which we should all be excited about, is Alexi B is on board with the Ninjas. But even beyond that, let's keep our eye on the present. Remind all of you at home what's going on tomorrow here in Group B of ESL Pro League Season 16. We just had the schedule up on screen, but I want to make sure, yeah, there we go, it's up again. So we're going to start off our day with G2 versus FTW at 12:30 CET. Then we've got Big versus MIBR, 4 p.m. CET, and we'll close out the day with Faze versus Outsiders at 7:30
Game of the day.